It's us. We're live on the internet.
Along with the cats.
This can't possibly be true.
It's true. It's true. It's us. We're here. We're back. We're live on the internet. It's been a long time, but we return with a space cat. She's so cute, Melissa. Look at the microphone smashing.
It's a boy. Can't you tell? Look at this
No.
boy face.
It's true.
It
does have a cat boy face, yes.
He does. He's
Cat
got a
boy.
man face.
Is that a thing? I've asked the cat owners here. Is that a thing?
Yeah,
kind of is.
Girl cats have little cute pointy faces, and boys have big round, like more tomcat faces.
I don't know. I saw cats, and I don't know if that's anatomically
2023.
sound.
Fair enough.
Oh my gosh! Thank you guys for all these subs. Thank you, babe.
Listen, it's been a long time, so they were just was idling by for a month, just waiting for you to show
Yeah.
up so they could finally drop the follow on you.
I know the hype train is started. Look at
Hey,
these
we got to
lads,
get
like-
these subs in before Twitch gets replaced. So
I know it's coming every day.
that a
Everybody's
thing?
signing $100 million contracts for Kicker. So I'm just like waiting for
Kicker?
my
Kick,
or,
yeah.
I'm sorry,
Kick.com.
yes.
Yeah.
Did
I
I
don't
say
know.
Kicker?
I don't know.
You said
What-
kicker,
what-
yeah.
You did.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I have no idea.
Well, that's
where
why you
that
haven't
came
signed a
from.
$100 million contract. Can't even.
Yeah,
get it
I
right.
don't even know
Which
the
one of those is a
platform.
real thing?
No, you did sign
No.
one with Kicker, which
I
I feel
just
bad.
I know I've been
You would
ruined.
sign
I owe
$100 million
them
penny
$100
contract,
million dollars. So no.
Yeah, man. Hey, Kick. You want to? We'll hop. We'll jump over. Show the dollar bills to our buddy Philly here.
Yeah,
Okay.
sign us up. I'll learn the name of your platform and stop throwing an ER on the end of it. And then we'll be there with our dozen people every week. It'll be rad, man.
We
it'll be
will
very
hang
cool.
our shingle wherever we need to.
Yeah, this is
Hang our
literally just.
shingle. Is that a
How
thing?
are they able to get away with
I don't
this
know.
just basically being Twitch?
Because proprietary technology, it's really like interesting, right? They have like a much better revenue share for the small scale streamers, and then get this, they are talking about instituting minimum wage payments for content creators over there of like 15 16 bucks an hour to go stream, which like sign that, Kick. I'm
This-
there
Yeah.
tomorrow, baby.
Guys, this feels like a movie pass situation waiting to happen here, or a Substack. Just hey, we're gonna just throw money at things. It's like, how do you profit off this? I don't know. We'll figure that part out second. I'm obviously
is this like a
all
real
for
underpants film
playing
type situation?
minimum wage here, by the way. But
Oh yeah,
It feels
100%.
Yeah, it feels like the bleeding edge of like the streaming times again, of like sign the contracts, get everything, more content.
Yeah.
How are we gonna pay for it? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
We don't need
You can
writers.
strike about it in 7 years.
Exactly.
That's a problem for 7 years from now, Netflix. Right now, bring on everything we could
We're
possibly
gonna
do.
kick that can down the road.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well. Listen, if it isn't that can that I thought I kicked away.
Damn it, I thought that can would be gone by now. But if I kick it again, then that'll be another problem 7 years from now.
Turns
Oh,
out
crap, it's
kicking the
against the
can
wall.
down the road isn't very helpful when the road is uphill, because the can just rolls right on back down.
Wait, that seems like the opposite of helpful.
I know, I realize that. It's a bit of a problem. Now the can's behind me. I gotta go back, chase it, pick up the can, carry it. It's a whole problem.
It's a
Old man
pitch perfect
can
Ted
kicker, you
Sarandos,
doomed
let me
us.
tell you.
Old man can kicker.
It's like this character that Troy created, this like wizened prospector. Like, well, you could kick the can.
This is my new D&D character.
Had a real revelation as a septuagenarian not to kick the can uphill, right?
Don't do what I did.
You're gonna kick a can down the road. Make sure you're downhill. That's pretty good advice. That's pretty good advice.
I think actually I want to cross stitch that now.
You kick a can down
yeah,
the road, make
please,
sure
I
it's
didn't know.
downhill.
Yeah.
I didn't know
make
you were
sure-
Yeah.
cross
It's not
stitching,
uphill.
Mike.
I mean, listen, I'll get it. It'll just look barely legible, but I have rudimentary sewing skills. I could cross stitch that into a very large pillow.
That's
Yeah, you're a theater kid. Don't you all know have to know how to sew?
pillow.
What'd you say, Melissa?
I said you're a theater kid, right? Don't you all have to know how to sew to some extent?
Exactly. There's the image, right, of like, oh my god, I ripped my costume. I can't go on for Avita. Well, I suppose I'll
I just
sew
feel
my
like the
skirt.
start of like an adult scene of some kind.
It's Mike Bloom.
Oh
Kids
no!
gone bad. Oh, God.
Yes, don't come for me, Argentina. Coming to RedTube.
Waving the white flag.
Oh my
B.A.
God.
Buenos Aires. Wow.
Taylor is asking us a question from the chat. She wants to know if any of us have ever put a whole carton of ice cream in the microwave to soften it up before. No, Taylor,
No,
I don't own a microwave.
no.
Definitely
Okay, wait,
not.
we're gonna look back to that. No, because what happens is, like, yes, it might become soft and pliable, but then it's gonna refreeze, and then it's just gonna like get frostbitten, frost burnt, whatever the term is, and just turn into a problem.
Yeah, I'm gonna say bad technique. Whoever is giving you this advice, or whoever you're watching doing this live right now,
It's like a
I mean, it's
thing
her,
in like
obviously.
movies
She's doing
where
it.
they like cut to her opening up the microwave and pulling it out and being like, he broke up with me without even giving me a heads up. Like, that's like a thing. I don't get it. I don't, like, if you, sure, eat out of the carton, it's a beloved thing. But, like, you know, you don't need to microwave it. Just, like, set it out for 5 minutes.
Just heat up your spoon. Just, you know,
yeah,
gas
that's the move.
Heat the spoon up, and then
that's really smart.
Yeah, like
That's
a
what I'm
hot
here for.
spoon through ice cream, as they say. That quintessential
so
saying.
you
that
don't
old
eat
man
out of the
Pancake
carton? What is wrong
always
with you?
says.
What? No, you can still eat out of the carton. I'm just saying it makes.
Apparently,
it easier
Taylor
if it's
doesn't.
Too hard.
So she's
Taylor doesn't eat
microwaving
out of
it and
the
then
carton.
scooping
I mean, that's
it out
good for
of the ice
for portion control. I think then it's less of a temptation in front of you to be like, okay, let me scoop it into a bowl, and then you heat up the bowl of ice cream.
Ooh, hype train level 4.
I don't
low,
understand
yeah.
this concept of portion control when it comes to ice cream.
Yeah, this
Agreed.
seems like madness. You're breaking all convention, Taylor. You got to eat it from the carton, no microwaving, heat the spoon. That's the move. Yeah,
Yep.
I hope that you're not like, nursing over a bad breakup. You really don't eat ice cream after a breakup, Troy? When he leaves you heartbroken? No, you don't go for the pint?
No, we don't even break in order to break up, so that's quite easy. I just get my ice
Oh, I'm getting
cream
that cross
and I
stitch too. Break into break up.
Taylor Swift's
Break
album.
into break up sounds illegal. Like that just sounds not good.
I mean, I feel like that's like a Taylor Swift album. You got to break in to break up, right?
Break into break up.
Yeah,
It's
like
a true
exploit
crime
that person's
documentary.
weaknesses, and then you can break up with them.
No,
Break
I'm
in to
like,
steal
look,
back
I
your
don't
Red
need
Star.
someone to eat. I don't need an excuse to eat ice cream. So
Same, Troy. That's what I'm saying. There's ice cream in my freezer right now. I will be eating it when we get off this call.
Should I
Yeah.
convey my vulnerable moment from last night that has to do with ice cream? It's not that bad, but
Okay.
let's discuss it. So I had some ice cream here. It was not enough ice cream. It wasn't a full pint of ice cream or quart of ice cream. It was maybe like half. But I discovered, like in my midlife crisis, that what really soothes my anxiety, root beer float. So I bought,
yes,
right? Yeah, elite. It's elite.
Wow.
It's a real
And
like
the best part
understated.
is when it's like cold enough that it crystallizes.
The
Yeah.
exterior of the cup, it's just so good. Yeah, it's
Mm.
incredible. So I got really back into the root beer float a couple of years ago. So I buy this 2-liter root beer, but now I knock off the ice cream and I'm left with a liter of the 2 liters of root beer. So I find myself last night, Pavlovian, I pour the root beer, I open the fridge. Oh no, there's no ice cream left. Part of
And
my
you
favorite
do not
thing.
live near things.
I
Yeah.
do. I could have like gotten in a car and driven down there, but also like I wasn't trying to rally at like with 15 minutes before the gas station closes to run like 6 miles down the road. By run, I mean drive a motor vehicle, to try to like,
running the car, yes.
get the ice cream. And so whatever. I proceeded to like make a call on the fly where I realized a great part of my joy of the root beer float is after the ice cream is all done, the root beer at the end that's got all the melted ice cream in it. So I proceeded to put a tablespoon of chocolate syrup and like a slug of half and half into my root beer. And I was like, this is such degenerate behavior. I will never tell anybody that I did this. And then I
And now you're
immediately
on the
proceeded to,
internet
like,
telling everyone.
Within like 24 hours. Yeah.
Okay,
but
but
like, isn't that degenerate behavior?
rated
Isn't
on a
it
scale
bad?
of 1 to 10 here.
Like, should I be as ashamed as I am for doing
Well,
this?
no. Like, let's start. Let's start. Like, putting water in your cereal because you're out of milk is like a 1 or a 2. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
Right.
that's not great.
Like,
Yeah,
that's like
I'm
it
not-
seems like a good
eat
idea
it
when
dry,
you're 5.
man. Eat it
It
And
dry.
seems like, what is the benefit of that?
You
Yeah.
relearn that lesson every odd year until you're 20.
I've literally
But-
never done that, Troy.
Never.
Never.
No,
No,
I
but
eat
You've
dry
never been
cereal if
like,
I have to.
I love Cocoa Pebbles. I don't have any milk. Let's just try it. And
No,
Nope.
we're crushing the
I
dry
just
box.
I ate the Cocoa Pebbles. Is
Yeah,
what I
dry
did.
box.
Yeah.
oh,
Because then you might as well
no,
just
I'm being
pour a gallon of water
gaslit
into
on
the
damn
box of
Philly.
cereal and be
Yeah.
like, all right, sure, let
Oh
me
my
dig
God.
in.
Okay,
So
well,
anyway, where are you going with
still,
this scale?
that's a 1. 1 to 10. 1 to 10. 10 is like, had the root beer float actually been there and been amazing. How do you rate it?
It was probably like an 8, 7.58. It was
Whoa!
pretty
Okay.
good,
Wow.
actually.
Wow.
It was
Okay,
like
so did you
remarkably.
invent a hack of like chocolate
Yeah.
syrup half and half and root beer makes
I
a
think so.
facsimile?
It's like, yeah, some kind of like non-alcoholic cocktail. I don't know. It was definitely like much tastier than it should have been, and I was much less ashamed after I like vindicated myself with like, this is pretty good. This is okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I respect the ingenuity.
I went there. That's what I did, lacking ice cream last night. And just a little like life hack for you guys out there, my friends. Should
Wow.
we?
I just love the difference of life hacks here. Of me, just heat the spoon so you can go through the ice cream. You just put some half and a half and chocolate syrup into your root beer.
It was a moment. I like looked at the cup as I was pouring the half and half into it, like shaking my head, like I'm ashamed of you for this.
Yeah.
Like,
What have you done?
Can I ask you a question,
about
Rich?
something?
Did you like do a little bit and try it and then make more, or did you just go like whole hog from the jump?
I already poured the cup, so it wasn't like a big giant tall like tumbler glass of root beer, but I was like, I'm pot committed at this point. It's either going to be good and I'm going to drink it, or it's going to be bad and I'm going to drink it because
That's the difference between you and me. If I take one sip and I don't like it, that is dead to me. Like,
Well,
we're
it couldn't
just-
conceivably be that bad. These are all like pretty positive ingredients for me, at least. I didn't put orange juice in there.
Buddy.
Oh man, I'm just thinking through all the like concoctions of good things that turn out bad.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, do we want to play D&D?
Like
Or
when
Yes,
we try to
let's
play
let good
D&D
things
on
turn
Tuesday
bad.
nights. It's been a while. Do you guys have any like questions? Is there any like housekeeping, bookkeeping, homework stuff that we need to go over before we?
What happened last time? I wasn't here.
Where are
I haven't
we?
watched.
What are we doing?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Last I heard is mainly from others that Taylor killed her father and Messiah, which
Oh yeah. Oh, that's what we did last time. And then I became best friends with a giant eyeball. That's
Yep.
what I remember. Okay.
When last we left our heroes, the crew of the Dragonfly, in hot pursuit of Lux's parents, who were potentially abducted from the planet of Homeworld, chased them for some period of a 10-day across the stars, making landfall in Estion's Rest at the village of Greenwind. You managed to ascertain the location of the Changeling stronghold out in a nearby lake some days from the capital village. So, taking back to the skies, you flew out over the lake, discerning where this island fortress was. You guys made landfall and were promptly attacked by mimic guardians around the exterior of this isolated and remote dwelling. A battle breaking out. Zivox, the doppelganger, whom seemingly had potentially kidnapped Lux's parents, and whom she had sworn a vengeance oath against, on her cursed bow, Kadras, given to her by an undead man on a meteor somewhere in space. She was compelled, Lux forced to raise the bow by the agency of the bow itself, firing arrows once, twice into the chest of the doppelganger, who dropped dead, bleeding out on the roof of the fortress. It was at this point Lux's mother, Faye, emerged out of the back door, revealing that he was, in fact, Lux's secret father. A secret concealed over the decades, unknown to Lux, but known to both her parents, unknown even to Zivox at the moment of his death, that he had sired this offspring. Lux was left reeling. She took the bow, Kadras, I believe, throwing it off the roof of the fortress, where old Ben, the useful ally, kind of scooped it up, bringing it back to the boat, where he has been resting with Nira. Over the next few hours, the group of you were escorted below the fortress, where you met with the mind witness named Dawn, a large pink flesh-like entity with a giant eyeball in the center of it, and many eyes at the end of its stalks, a beholderkin, as they are considered. They act as a kind of hub for telepathy, allowing communication through large groups in silent exchange of thoughts. And so it was that Adam, upon meeting Dawn, decided that they might be best friends, and close bonding occurred between the two of you. Meanwhile, Lux was able to talk to her mother a bit, getting some clarity about what happened with Zivox all those years ago, why Tam and Faye had chosen their own path, and Lux had never known that her parentage was in fact not true. And so it was that it was conveyed to you that the druids have a great deal of sway in this world of Estion's Rest, and that not far from here, Zivox had a longtime ally, some entity by the name of Meldrus. Most of the other changelings in the fortress do not know who this person is, that they know Zivox gave him great importance and considered him an ally with a great deal of wisdom. And that essentially is where we left off when last we played. It was clarified to you that this entity, this being named Meldrus, is some like 1 day's travel up a river called the Rust Flow.
Yeah, I need to take better notes because I was like looking at these notes and I see Meldrus up the Rust Flow.
Meldrus up the Rust Flow, baby.
That was my late 90s ska punk band.
Yeah, exactly. We were talking a lot about a Woodstock 99 before coming on, and Meldrus up the Rust Flow could certainly have been like a band to play on that Thursday pre-show, right?
That's
Rich?
probably where I got the name. Yeah, probably.
That's where Gwen Stefani got started.
So ultimately the group of you, as like night came, like kind of scattered to separate locations. Lux sleeping outside, Nira and Ben, the pair of you had slept down on the boat. Some of you offered cots in the actual like fortress itself, like chose to sleep there, as it were. And so I think as we pick back up, it is the morning. I think we see the sun like rising over the edge of the world, a distinct kind of greenish hue and cast to the sunrise as the sunlight kind of teams down through this like large green asteroid belt that surrounds the world. An asteroid belt that you learned occurred when the moon detonated a few decades ago. And so this like strange kind of hue of green light cresting over the horizon. I think we see like birds kind of flitting about the fortress as the camera begin to zoom in on this remote location in the center of this vast sprawling lake on Eston's Rest. Who's up first?
I believe, and boy, it's been a minute, but I believe that something happened in one of the conversations late in the day in our last session that kept Reg up. That like, I think that wisdom save that's still in our... I have a memory, a faint memory, that wisdom save was Reg trying to go to sleep. And a 7 doesn't feel like it cuts it. So I feel like maybe he's been kept awake by some insecurity or concern.
He has. I'm trying to remember the specificity of the concern, but yes, I remember you making the saving throw to go to sleep.
Yeah, I believe, as usual, it was some threat to like existence and party and life.
Yeah, probably.
And,
yeah,
you know,
probably.
it was either A.D.A.M and the potential of A.D.A.M to, yeah, do something. Whoa.
Chaos.
Did Cactus fall off the table?
Yeah,
Let's just say, is he okay?
No.
Yeah, he just tried to make the jump and did not make it. Hey, buddy.
Oh no! I thought they landed on their feet. Isn't that their whole thing?
He's very old. He has no back muscles.
Yeah, they have really good PR. Pinky does not always land on his feet, and he does fall off this thing all the time.
Was I trying to do something other than pay attention to you? I'm sorry. Anyway, continue.
Unacceptable. Yeah, I think it probably did have something to do with Dawn and like the revelations therein. There was some discussion about the fact that they would need to elect a new speaker now that Zivox had passed. They are basically like these changelings are part of a kind of collective that are a schism of the Shifting Thread. The Shifting Thread is like the nation of changelings who are diaspora. They have no homeland. They sort of serve as contract agents wherever they are hired. And part of what was communicated to you last time I know is that Zivox was looking to like find a better purpose, a cleaner purpose to like allow them to live as something more than like fundamentally mercenaries, like at, you know, higher at for the highest bidder, as it were. And this was part of like the revelation of why doppelgangers might have been aiding the Undying Lich whom attacked your homeworld.
I think I now remember what it was that kept Reggie out. The fact that, you know, Lux has this, like, you know, death bond with a creepy ass bow. I think that's
understandable. That's valid.
Probably enough. That's probably enough. Thanks, Taylor.
Rich, can you remind me, why did we think Zivox was a bad dude?
Good question, Melissa.
You, Doc, encountered Zivox first under the guise of a gnome who named himself Dr. Lamin Lanalaman.
He did suck.
Yeah,
in our
Laminator. Lemon
He
Laminator.
met you. Yep, the Laminator. He met you on Homeworld while you were visiting your uncle's old workshop, and he asked you if there was anything that like Axel ever told you, if there was anything that you were continuing in terms of like pursuing his work, and you were a bit like dismissive and a bit like questioning of like, who are you? What are you doing here? And he was very like cagey and would later reveal himself at Yavanna's like kind of estates to be a doppelganger by the name of Zivox, who was like working on the Blue Belt.
The other thing was that we had some, in true like Shakespearean fashion, I believe some scrying was done on Lux's parents at the time, and we saw them in like kind of a dicey situation, and so a base assumption had been made of like, oh, they were kidnapped and taken back to this shape-shifting homeworld, when it turns out that no, they were all sort of in leagues together and in cahoots, going back with their devout leader when we unsuspectedly dropped in and ruined their day so many times over.
Okay, one, this feels like DM shenanigans, and we were set up, and I'm,
I'm going to defend Rich here because I specifically tried not to attack and murder people because I was like, do we know? I think I even said out loud, do we know that these people actually kidnapped? But then somebody decided to swear a blood oath.
No.
DM
Rich set us up. That guy was shady as hell. Yeah, that's my only point.
He was being a little shady to you. You met him, and then when Homeworld was attacked, all the people at the starport just like started running onto the ships, and he took off and like just caught and ran. And so Lux was very much like, he stole my parents. We need to hunt him down. In the midst of like the chaos of that attack, like nothing ever got clarified.
Well, now we got a whole lot of clarification with someone's blood. Do shapeshifters have blood? Or is it just like goo?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I don't know.
If you cut us, do we not ooze?
Well, that's the thing. If you can transform into any shape, like, does that constitute not having the same amount of blood in your system?
Humanoid shape.
Yeah, but that's like, still like, I don't know. If you're becoming someone really tall versus really short, I feel like your blood circulates differently. You probably need more or less.
I think I can only change like a foot in either direction.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like full out. You
gotta stretch that blood, press that blood. You can't.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's limits.
It's a very variable pressure. Yeah.
You can adjust your height and weight, but not so much that your size changes. So
okay.
Anyway, I think blood is certainly.
So where's Reg right now in his insomnia?
Yeah. I think Reg is like literally. Maybe it's when A.D.A.M wakes up. I don't know. I think we're in the same area. Reg is literally just like back on the bed, eyes open, staring up at the ceiling.
Yeah, I think A.D.A.M is going to come out of his, mandatory 6 hours of not really rest, but more so inactivity, as he is nestled within some of the dangling tendrils of Dawn the Mind Witness. And he looks up and says, "Hello, beautiful. Good morning to you. I hope you got some shut eye. That was a joke because you have one eye."
Good morning, A.D.A.M. And I think the many tentacles with like the strange eyes at the end of them, like come peering around to look at you. Like, I actually have many eyes. I have been awake like you. I do not require conventional rest, but in yours, I have discovered something.
Do tell.
Your orb. Where do you have like this changeling orb that you took, this like metal orb? Where is it, A.D.A.M?
I sort of imagine that A.D.A.M has a bit of like a bender situation where there is some sort of, I would say some sort of hollowed out structure inside of him, then which that would contain all of his, coterie of weaponry. And I think then you hear like a slight clang as A.D.A.M, shuffles to open up the compartment to release the orb as it floats out to her. It, them, not sure the pronouns on Dawn.
Yeah, let's go them.
right.
I think that as like the like chest compartment opens up and like the orb emerges out of it. It's like this very smooth polish, looks like almost like a metal marble about the size of a bowling ball, right? As it like emerges from you. And I think that Dawn is just like amidst all of the uncertainty and strong feelings of yesterday, it was not evident. But in this rest, I realize you harbor this. This is ancient changeling technology.
Oh, it was a thing that I knocked down on a ship and it made the ship crash. That makes a lot of sense now.
Yes. In the early days of their expeditions and efforts to leave terrestrial worlds and sail the stars, they developed many items and entities in an effort to create flight. This is where they landed. I believe.
Was that also a joke?
Oh. Why, perhaps it was. Ha 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 ha.
I hate when Rich creepy laughs.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh, your laugh is contagious. Don't mind if I don't do it, though. But you keep going.
No, of course. I believe that with aid, I can further enhance your mastery of this. It is quite rare.
By all means, please put your many arms to work. Ooh, since there's a bunch of eyeballs at the end of your arms, does it hurt? Does it feel like you're getting poked in the eye several times if you go to work on this orb with your many arms filled with eyes?
And I think like the many arms filled with eyes like reap down and begin kind of like touching the edges of the orb, and it's like strangely my physical sensitivity is dampened as my awareness of thoughts and emotions is heightened acutely. When those around me feel pain and suffer, I do as well.
My goodness. Well, that is empathy that I certainly wish I possessed as well. Listen, if I feel like I shall repay you for the service you are paying me in kind, is there anything I can procure for you? Do you need a bathroom break? Would you like me to take over as the overseeing eye of the shapeshifters that are around us?
That is very generous.
Do you need a bathroom break?
Out of where?
How are you going to help with that? That's my question.
One of the eyes?
The proceedings to choose a new speaker will begin shortly. I do not know if you have been spoken to about the entity that Zivok's called friend, the creature called the Meldrus.
Oh, I know they're up the rust flow. I don't know what that means, but I wrote it down, and I'm not entirely sure.
It is a river. Along its length, many ancient things long discarded which color its waters. Down the currents, there the Meldrus lairs. I know that in his time, Zivok spoke much with it. He had a plan, which was withheld, even from me. I cannot help but wonder if this being may have answers that we do not. My ability to travel there is limited, but if you would truly help, perhaps your allies might make contact for us.
Anything for my BFF. And just to be clear, you want us to bring in this one alive, right? Because we don't have a great habit so far of us and your former speakers, I should say.
Its specifics are unknown to me, but Zivok's counted it as friend and ally. He said that it was an ancient thing, here before the Five even arrived, from the beginning days, that it held knowledge of our salvation. Hope. I do not think that you should do it violence.
Okay. I will communicate that to the rest of the group because I believe we had some mixed messaging going on our previous day. Oh, I cannot wait for you to meet our captain. Biggest pacifist I know, and I don't know that many people. Dawn, I'll be right back. I think my papa's becoming awake right now. But thank you so much. Good, fantastic work on that orb so far. Oh, it's so good to see you. I'm so glad we connected. Who would have thought? What are the odds?
When you're ready, focus your mind into the metal. It is forged as you, thus alive, but not inert. It can act as an extension.
I don't have a great job of focusing, but I will try my best.
Persevere, and I am certain it will unlock itself. Good luck.
You as well. We'll come back with a speaker. Don't you worry. That's a. Oh, it's floating. Okay.
It pats you on the head a little bit, I think, Adam, as you're about to go. This like squishing sound.
Oh, so gelatinous. Why is it warm? It's an adorable temperature, Dawn. Thank you very much. And he'll sort of hop down from the perch in which he was held up by the other tentacles, and he will run over to Reg, who still apparently, I would imagine, staring catatonically at the ceiling.
Yeah, you make your way down like the winding halls of like the basement, past like some of the storage stuff, up the staircase into like the central room where Reg is just still like sitting awake in the bed.
So if you just, but that wouldn't work. But if perhaps if we could, she might. Could she? She might. Perhaps. Not. That wouldn't. No, not like that. No, not advisable.
Papa! Papa! Oh, this is my attempt at a whisper. Papa! Volume is an issue with me. Hi, good morning. How are you?
It cannot possibly be morning. Is it morning?
Yes, the mandatory time of my inactivity has expired, therefore showing a passage of time. It's as close to the morning as we may think. I'm not sure if there are suns that rise in this place or what, but there's more light outside than there was before, which indicates to me a morning.
How much time has passed? How much? How much time?
About 6 hours, give or take.
6 hours. Goodness. Well, I'm certainly out of practice. Lux. Do you know where Lux is?
Absolutely not. I believe she went off to go deal with some personal matters. That being, she killed her father that she didn't know was her father.
Yes, it appears as though that is exactly what has occurred, despite the information that she did have available. It appears her faculties were not fully with her, nor her own. Speaking of which, where are the others? Are the others... did they sleep?
Question, Doc. Where would you have wanted to crash? Like, part of me figures that you probably wouldn't have let Lux out of your sight, but then...
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I definitely would have been keeping an eye on Lux and probably would not have slept either.
Okay. So you are upstairs, probably like on the roof. None of your other allies are sleeping down here in this room, Reg, as you're looking around like you're alone in here. Nira, you had been on the boat with Ben. Though I don't know if you're like an early riser, if you're puttering about already. I don't mean to keep you trapped on the boat.
I was just waiting till everyone else did their stuff before, like if Reg is doing things, I don't want to.
I think Reg would work his way out of bed wearing the same clothes he went to bed in, which is very much not his style. And I think would walk with A.D.A.M in an attempt to find Lux and Doc. Perhaps that leads them inward, or perhaps that leads them upward to where they could see outside.
I think, you knew that Lux was sleeping upstairs, so you make your way back up onto the roof. And I think that very notably to you guys, as you wake your way up, there's some like movement and activity on the far side of the keep where the black powder had detonated and like a bunch of the stone of the fortress roof had been blasted away. It appears to like have completely repaired itself already.
Isn't the castle made of like living material?
They've brought up these like oozes and jellies that are like apparently just like repairing the stone with like whatever strange ooze discharge they're making as they are like kind of working their way around the corners, and there are doppelgangers like moving equipment around over on the far side. But as you come up, I think like Doc, you hear the footsteps coming up the stairs. You turn as like Reggie and A.D.A.M make their way out.
Good morning, Doc. I'm sorry, that was an attempted whisper as well. I really need to fix that.
I think like Reg gives like Doc a look and then like gestures over to where I'm guessing Lux is or Lux would be, and kind of gives a little look of like,
I'm going to say Lux, like after like fighting off like exhaustion, she'd not been able to sleep for the entirety of the time that she made the oath while like pursuing Zevok. So she probably, despite her protestations, would have collapsed in exhaustion at some point during the night and is asleep.
yeah, I think the look is at Doc in order to basically intimate like how is she?
Yeah, and I think Doc just shrugged. Like, yeah, she's just been kind of keeping watch.
I have spent as much of the night as I possibly could working through as many scenarios as I possibly could about how to undo whatever is at work here. And all that I can confidently say is that this is well beyond my current capabilities.
Emphasis on current, right?
Well, yes,
I mean,
but
didn't she do the thing? Like, isn't it done? You think it's still going on?
oh, I have to assume so. To assume the best is to prepare for surprise and disappointment.
Oh yes, I mean I have a rather bit of experience with beings that are capable of doing depraved, evil things. There is no way that Bo let go of her that easily.
The very fact that she could even let go of it is perhaps an argument that with the mission accomplished, it would be unnecessary to continue to be concerned about her. But even if Katras does not maintain some control, I am still deeply concerned about the impact of what has occurred here.
Yeah, that's, yeah, there's no not worrying about her at this point.
Yes. Well, do we know what is to be done from here?
Yes, Meldrew's up the rust flow, please.
God bless you.
I think that as
This
A.D.A.M
part?
says this, the camera like pans a little bit, like down towards the boat, like zooming in down towards the boat. Where Nira, like you were able to sleep for the night with Ben. The boat's a little bigger than it looks. There's actually like a little cabin up on the upper deck. It's very like small, but it's got a couple of like hammocks hanging in it. And so I think Nira, like as you wake up, you see Ben is sitting by the door. He's got his feet, like his knees kind of tucked up to his chest and his arms pulled around his knees. And he's just like staring past you towards the other side of the cabin as you wake up. And I think he's like, oh, hey, good morning, Nira.
Hi, morning.
Did you sleep all right?
Oh yeah, I slept great. How about you? You seem like you've been awake for a while.
Well, I was sleeping just great too until the terrible whispers from that evil bow started rattling around in my head. I'm
Yes.
not entirely sure if it's because I touched it or if it just is because I don't know. You're a deep sleeper, but it's very angry. and I've wrapped it up in a series of blankets and burlap, but I can still kind of hear a murmur over there.
Is it like in the corner? Can I hear anything?
As you turn and look, there's just like this pile of blankets. You realize that like, there's like all this stuff, these like burlap sacks. It looks like Ben has like piled everything just about that he could move in like one edge of the cabin, right? He's like, it's under there.
Okay. Nira's gonna hop out of bed and go over to the pile of stuff and like start throwing the blankets off.
Yep.
Until it sees the bow.
You like dig down, right? And you pull this piece of burlap, and I think it like unfurls and the bow falls out of it. Like clack, 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 clack. The black wood like kind of rattling as it falls towards the floor.
Hey, are you talking to old Ben mentally?
No. I am merely telling him to return me to the changeling. We are bound now.
Oh, I see. Hey, well, he didn't get to sleep good because you kept babbling all night. So if you could just like not do that so we could get some rest, that would be great.
No, I do not care about your rest, weak, organic creature. I am vengeance.
Okay, well, Mr. Vengeance, he's a member of my crew, and I would prefer my crew to be well rested for whatever we need to go fight anything. So if you're not going to do that, well, then I'm going to have to take you onto the ship and go fly back into space and throw you into some sun. So if you would prefer not to have that happen to you, and, you know, maybe you're some sort of demon-possessed thing, meaning you would live forever, and so you'd just be in eternal agony, burning in the flames of the sun.
I don't know where you heard that. It's not true. And you may cast me into the void, into the mountains of fire, into the stars themselves, but you merely doom the changeling. She is bound to me now. I hold this precious soul like the others I have consumed inside me, and so long as she lives, she is tethered as well. At her end, she will be mine like the others.
Okay, well, that's good information to know.
Angry face has emerged, the like gleaming red eyes, like the little like white like fanged mouth on the front of the bow as it's like peering up towards you from the ground.
Oh, perfect. So then immediately as soon as that appears, I grab one of the blankets and just literally start shoving it into its mouth. And then wrapping it up. Okay, great. I'm gonna keep burying this now that its mouth is all sealed up, but it's good information to know about the whole trapped to soul thing. I should probably tell the others about that. Ben, do you think you'll get to sleep now if he's, has his mouth full of cotton?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm a real old man. I sleep pretty easy. It's just when I was given this responsibility, I didn't kind of want to fall asleep on the job. And then when it kept whispering to me, I thought to myself, I better just keep an eye on it. You know, I don't know, kind of mouth and eyes. I don't know if it could grow legs, but...
Oh, that's pretty nice of you to be concerned about everyone. But hey, we'll take care of it. Don't worry about anything for now. I think you should just rest. As I cast command on Ben. He's like,
I roll Ben PC, Ben saving throw here.
I mean, maybe you'll hit it.
You are so lucky. I'm not there to yell at you right now.
Me?
Eats his rest.
No.
Oh.
The one casting spells on our friend.
I didn't do it.
Who already feels like an inferior part of the crew.
He needs rest.
Don't you dare try to justify this, Kevin Mahadeo.
Oh, Ben falls asleep.
Yeah, he's unconscious.
Yeah.
I think he's like, it's just that I was a little worried about... As he leans back into the corner.
I'll take one of the leftover blankets and just put it over him. And then head outside.
So I think as you emerge off the boat, you probably would like spot your friends, like especially Reggie's silhouette up over like the crenellations on the roof of the stronghold.
I'm gonna yell out loud on the front of the boat and just say, "Cock-a-doodle-doo! I'm awake. How about you?"
I'm a chicken.
Yes. His brain just couldn't work that fast. He just couldn't. Is that all? Any other news?
Hang on, yeah, I'm coming up. I'm just gonna jump on top of up there rather than.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. With the ring of jumping. Oh, the boots. Yeah.
Yep.
Good morning.
Morning. Hi.
Oh, good. She didn't wake up despite the yelling. Good. We are to go up a rust flow today, it appears.
Ooh, well, that sounds
Is
exciting.
anyone familiar with what rust flow is?
It's a river that's brown, but not like poop, though it may be poop. I'm not sure if Dawn was referring to poop as the thing that covered the river. Otherwise, don't go swimming is probably the lesson we should take into our day on the rust flow.
I'm less interested in a river of poop.
Must we use such crass terminology? There are many other ways.
Everybody poops.
Well, yes.
I don't, but this is very interesting.
This is true. Counterpoint. Well, then we should flow up the rust and go. Well, what is the Melthius? What is our
Meldrews? Apparently,
Meldrews, yes.
it's Zivox's quote-unquote friend who may be the next in line to become the new speaker. After Lux killed her father, that again was meant to be whispered. I'm so sorry.
Yes. No. This is good. This is an opportunity to repair some of the harm that has been done. No offense.
Does it change anything?
Well, if we are to shepherd the next leader of this group back to here or wherever we are meant to, then perhaps that would be seen as a gesture of goodwill.
But also,
I don't know. I have not read the pamphlets in a while.
Can I clarify how much harm has been done? Because from where I stand, dude was shady AF. Had a fling years ago, and apparently that matters. I don't believe that it really does.
One's patron.
It was being kept a secret from Lux for what I assume is good reason. And now he's dead?
Yeah, we have come into someone's home and killed their leader. And that person has turned out to be someone's parent or whatever you might. Nevertheless, we are not to be blamed and castigated in any way, but simply that there is an opportunity to leave the place better than we found it. No?
Yeah, I guess maybe. Like, is this whoever he was buddies with is going to be the new, like, that seems a bit fishy. That doesn't sound like any sort of like democratic process to me. It sort of seems like nepotism, maybe a little bit.
To be fair, it's a candidate. I believe if my new BFF's words are be to concern, there will be a voice and electorate that will eventually rise forward to do it. I think we are just finding a voice that might be a little bit more distant from the main source of things, informing them about their friend's untimely demise, and perhaps inviting them for a chance to at least rejoin the flow, as it were, and become an important part of this community. They also said that they may be able to offer us some information that we may be lacking at this current moment.
Wait, what information?
What sort of information?
I'm not sure.
from behind you of like the sound of like jangling, like kind of bottles and baubles and stuff as like emerging up out of the stairwell where the tower down into the fortress is Faye, is Lux's mom. She's like making her way up, all these various kind of like alchemical bottles and flasks kind of clinking and jangling as she walks. And she's like, good morning. And she kind of like looks towards Lux, like glancing back towards all of you, like, I really didn't mean to be listening in, but he's very loud. You're not whispering. I know you keep saying that you're trying to whisper. You're not. It's very loud.
Okay, good. I just wanted to confirm. Thank you. Not whispering. Good. Everyone knows, not whispering.
Doc is giving Faye the biggest stink eye that she has ever expressed.
And I think that like she just looks back at you and like holds your gaze for a moment before like she breaks. Like she looks down towards the ground and is like, you're right. Most of the harm here falls at my feet.
Yeah,
Why?
it does.
I should have told her the truth. This could have all been different. I made a mistake. And I think she like looks back at Lux and is like, I hope that she can forgive me.
I mean, you didn't make one mistake. You made that mistake every day you chose not to tell her.
Oh, what dog?
What? She is going to be devastated because of what she's done. She's going to carry that guilt with her for the rest of her life, and it should not be her fault. She made a bad choice. I've already yelled at her about that, but I'm going to yell at multiple women in this family, apparently.
Oh my God. And she turns looking back to you and like, I think that she's like, fair enough. Don't be too hard on her.
I'm not. I'm hard on you.
Well, fair enough. Look, I don't know what transpired between the two of you, but Zivox told me that you spoke. He went there looking for answers, hoping to find you.
Yeah, seems like maybe Lux isn't the only one that had stuff kept from her.
No, she wasn't. And I don't mean to make the same mistake again that I've made day after day, according to you, for all these years. So I owe you some truth as well, I suppose. But Axel left because he discovered something. And he wasn't sure that it was something he should share. Zivox had theories, he had ideas, he assumed that he knew, but they fell out over nothing more than this, whatever it was that he was working on. It was why we all parted, really, if I'm being honest. Things were not the same after that. I've not been here in a long time. I'm not part of all of this. My path has been different. It's been with A.D.A.M. It's been trying to do the right thing for other people, even if I did the wrong one for my daughter. But I know this. During the flight back, he said that he thought...
Is what I'm saying.
You're saying what?
Daughters.
And I think her head like drops a little bit, like, and she's like, look, I don't know what the smell juice even is. Zivox said that there was wisdom, someone that he spoke with. I've tried to put it together since we got here. It seems like that's who it is, but the pair of them speculated about whatever it is that Axel was working on, whatever it is they think he discovered. I can't be sure, but he felt that you had the key. Whatever Axel said to him when they last parted, he felt like you had the answer. I just don't know what the question is. I can't tell you more than that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I did this to all of you, to her especially. I owe her more than an explanation.
Yeah.
The Meldrews won't be the speaker here. It will be one of them, one of their people who's been with them through all of this. But the way Zivox talked about it, he said that it was old, that it was here from the beginning before the 5 arrived. That's inestimable. History is barely recorded on half these planets before interplanetary travel started to occur. Look, I don't know what they discussed. I don't know what answers it has. I don't even know if they're questions that you want to ask. But I know that whatever Zivox was doing, whatever place he thought he might find for his people here, that Meldrews was helping him find the answers.
And if Meldrews is as ancient and perhaps powerful as has been intimated, it is possible that they could have some insight about our little bow problem.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. If he's able to break that curse, that'd be really great, because the bow just told me this morning that it's bonded forever with Lux and that it's going to eat her soul if he's given the opportunity. He's apparently done it a couple times before.
See,
What?
Very tough to cut the strings.
You couldn't have mentioned that when you first arrived.
Well, I was going to start talking about stuff, but then she showed up, and then you had this all really emotional moment about Lux and the lies and not telling, you know, about the parentage and everything. I didn't really want to interrupt that. It seemed like it was important.
Yeah, I mean, the fate of Lux's eternal soul is also kind of important.
Well, that's why
Yeah,
I
I
brought
guess.
it up once we were done.
Yep.
I know that whatever it is, it's... Zivox was working on something. That's what he was trying to figure out with Axel. It built something. It's some technology, magic. I don't know. I'm not sure, but if anybody on this world might have answers to that, then I would guess that the Meldrews is the one to ask.
Just curious, which way up the rust flow? Or what direction is up the rust flow? Do we get 2 Meldrews? We're not from this planet, if it's indicative whatsoever.
And I think that she's like, neither am I. And so she like turns, like kind of like looking out off the roof of the fortress for a minute, and is like, she stops, like, or she calls to one of like the doppelgangers that's kind of working over on the far side of the keep, and he comes like striding over to her, and it's like natural form, this like purplish blue skin, this kind of featureless face with these pupilless eyes, and she says, they plan to make the journey up the rust flow, but we're not entirely certain where that is. And I think that the figure like turns, pointing towards like the east to the other side of the lake. And I think he explains like, it is a winding stream. Most of us have not traveled it. We generally come from here to the village in the Bluebell. We are not explorers of this place. But it is known on the far side of the lake, the river which runs red like rust flows down. Mine's back. Zivox said that the journey to the Meldrews' sanctum only would take him a day. When he left to go, he would be back the next. I could show you where it meets the lake if you wish, but...
Yeah, that sounds great. Sounds like an adventure. This is going to be fun.
Yes. Perhaps it would be best if, goodness, do we bring everyone, or do we leave Lux here?
What if we take Lux and we leave the bow here?
Oh, but what if Now that you've opened up a part of my mind that had previously gone unexplored.
You're
If it is
welcome.
possible for this mongoose or Maldrus to break whatever connection exists between our friend and this foul object, it may be possible to have both, or necessary, in fact.
Yeah,
I mean,
think
if
we
we're
have to
bringing him
both.
back here, that seems like the safer option rather than wake Lux up after seems to be pretty unconscious, and so is old Ben. The bow is pretty contained right now in the boat over there.
Oh. Well, then we leave them both and bring Maldrus back here.
They said that they wanted him to come back, didn't they?
I think Faye says she's in no danger here, and I would like a chance to explain.
As long as you promise that she will never feel alone today.
I think she just like nods at you quietly, like, if she cannot bear me in her presence, her father is here at least.
No, he's the dead one.
I was trying. And does Adam say that?
Yes, of course, very loudly.
And I think that like at this point, like Faye, like her like face like kind of twists as she snaps her head towards you and is like, he may have created her once, but A.D.A.M stood by her side. He taught her. He raised her. He's as much a father as she could ever ask for, and more than. He's still her father.
Yep. Doc, like, does a low whistle, and Waffle is going to go and, like, curl up next to Lux.
Oh. Okay.
And I think Reg will pull out the sending stone and like leave it with Lux as well.
Okay.
Are we all supposed to leave something with her? I don't have many things on me.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I don't even want to know what on earth you would choose to leave with her.
Okay. Okay.
I think that so notably, just like checking here, you're gonna leave a sending stone with Lux. Reya has the other one in the ship.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
I don't know
undo
if any of it's
send. Undo send. I think Reg starts to go and it's like, oh wait, that doesn't make any sense. Well, do we have some means of communicating with her, or if necessary?
Well, can't Doc communicate or at least see through Waffle?
Can I?
Probably not that far. Not that far.
Yeah.
100 feet. Familiar.
Oh, yeah.
rules.
Yeah, and, like, I have message, but again, that's 120 feet. I mean, is the ship staying here?
The ship notably like dropped you off and had been like kind of like scooting around.
Right.
It's not like parked here. You guys could call Reya in to like bring the ship here.
Yeah, I guess we do that and tell Reya to, like, come and find Lux, basically.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Up the rest flow.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do? And like before we depart here, Reg has not gotten a long rest.
Are we like sailing it? Is old Ben helping us, or are we letting him rest?
So you got two options. The rust flow is a river. You're kind of like going against the current. Old Ben's folding boat can like shrink down to a small enough size to make it upriver. So you could take his boat upstream, or you guys could like just walk along the edge of the water flow, whichever you kind of prefer, as it were.
Walk.
I will turn to our two more exhausted compatriots to see what they would want to opt to do.
What are my choices?
You want to take the boat upstream, or you want to walk along the edge of the river?
Oh goodness, that's a long walk. Whatever. What? Yes.
Nira's chanting,
but-
walk.
but-
Why
do you want to walk? Because it's going to be more dangerous?
It just seems like a nice view and the scenery. I get nervous sometimes on water.
Let's take the boat. Doc's
Yes.
so mad at you.
I don't know why. I
I
feel like I have this weird memory of being on a boat one time and getting sucked underwater, some battle. I don't know. It just feels like it's there. It's
How
not
weird.
coming to mind though.
Right.
Well, no time like the present
Very
to conquer your
weird
greatest
indeed.
fear.
Attacked by water? Weird. Yes. Let's take the boat. Save our resources. Ride upon the efficient means. Let's just hope that we can move quickly.
Okay. With the doppelgangers like pointing the way, the group of you load in like Ben's boat. It's got like a small sail and a couple of oars. You're able to kind of row it across the lake. The lake is big, you know, we're talking like Great Lakes big. Like it's quite large across like the edge of it. So you're kind of like following the edge of the coastline. And sure enough, you see this estuary like kind of like running down into the water. As you begin to close in, you could see the water kind of like as it surges down out of the river flow, mixing into the water of the lake. It is like a deep kind of like almost opaque like red, right? It's got this real rust colored hue to it as it flows down out of the highlands. And so the group of you like go like surging in, Ben like sleeping contentedly inside. As you
Can
guys
I actually
sure
take him and put him in the fort somewhere and not?
Sure, yeah. You want to leave him in the fort? You want to not take him with you?
Yeah.
Sure. Leave him to like keep an eye on Lux.
I mean, I don't think we're gonna be on this boat the whole time, and you know, it just seems more reasonable to have him stay at the fort and sleeping rather
Okay.
than.
Yeah, I think that like you go into the cabin and you like scoop him up. He's very light, man. He's a little tiny kobold, and he's like in a deep old man sleep, like similar to like a deep child sleep, where like he just kind of like lolls for a minute. I think he reaches up and touches your face, like "Thank you, Busha," as you like carry him up
Aw.
towards like the fortress and like situate him down in one of the beds. And I think that one of the doppelgangers is like, "We will care for him as one of our own. You need have no fear. Your friends are safe." While you make your way back down to the boat and saddle up and begin this journey upriver, as it were. So no old Ben. Noted.
If either one of the two of you would like to get rest with the idea that Lux is at least on the road perhaps to recovery, I'm sure the captain and I do not mind sitting up and as we wend our way up this rust-covered stream.
Yes, rest. I would certainly attempt one.
Rest for
Yeah,
the
for your
sleepless
time
in
for
space crew.
Yeah.
Okay. So Doc and Reg go into the cabin and like hunker down to sleep, leaving the two of you to pilot the ship upriver.
Like literally, you put Reg like one night without sleep, and he's like, "Sure, yeah, Doc and I
Seems like
can
a-
go.
What
Doc
can
and
go
I
wrong?
can both go to sleep at the same time. Everything's fine. The brain needs sleep to function."
As
share
the pair of you are like making your way upstream, like the current pushing back, there are oars on the side. There's also a sail. I don't know how familiar either of you are with like sailing.
Absolutely not.
The one who has no memory of anything except living in
Yeah.
the forest briefly and then leaving. Yeah.
And the one that is mentally a child. Yeah, I think we pretty much picked the two wrong people to put on. the
So,
boat.
like, I think as you guys
Sail.
muck with the sails for a bit, it becomes pretty clear that this is like a bit of a tangled mess. Like, you look to the oars and are like, well, these seem pretty straightforward. Like, we're both like strong at least. And so, with one
Yeah.
of you on like each side of the boat, you begin like rowing. And
See,
you're
this is
able-
why I wanted to walk.
This makes sense. My arms will not be tired, but yes, there's not a lot of physical labor involved in walking. More so the lower body workout than the upper body workout.
So you row, and you guys can proceed to like start carving your way up this river. Within like the first couple of hours after Doc and Reg make their way into the cabin to kind of sleep, I think as you guys are like coming around one corner, you see this massive figure, this like kind of like enormous shape down in the water, and it sort of head snaps up, and you realize that it's a deer. It's like a mule deer, but it looks just gigantic. It's bigger. It's like the size of almost like a Clydesdale horse. It's shouldered like way higher than the others as it kind of like leaps over the bank and vanishes into the woods. You spot like a couple of like large birds along the way. There are some like, serpents kind of moving around on the edges of the river. You're seeing these like giant fish underneath the water. And what look like these squirrels that you guys keep spotting in the tops of the trees that appear like massive. They're like squirrels the size of St. Bernards that are up in the top of these trees, like leaping around, like branches like bending, kind of like leaves falling out as they're like leaping through the treetops beside you.
Nira is definitely sulking now as they are rowing and just saying, like, now mumbling, see, I knew we should have walked.
Now we can get a nice view of all the animals and foliage from here. Interesting. I thought this planet would just be full of shapeshifters. Maybe they are. Maybe the shapeshifters are these birds and various creatures, and we don't even know it.
Oh, man. I guess that, yeah, it could be. Shaping into giant squirrels, hanging out in the forest, swimming in this water. That could be really fun.
Listen, I have... except for the death via daughter, I think that the benefits of shapeshifters very much outweigh the costs from what I've gleaned over the course of my time with them.
Wait, did you say the death of the daughter or death of the father?
Death of the father.
Oh,
by
yeah.
the hands of the daughter.
Yes. Just wanted to clarify out of character real quick what you said. Yeah, that's really sad. I didn't really like any of that.
Oh, neither did I. I'm glad we can talk about this so openly. Everyone else has subtext and some sort of subtlety to them. Captain, I feel like you and I are just able to state our feelings out loud, and there's a freedom to that I feel like the others lack.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm all about freedom. I don't know why you'd want to keep your feelings a secret when you can just state everything. I'm just happy all the time. That makes things much easier for me.
So tell me, to be candid, when I knew of you previously, you were a different shape. Are you not a shapeshifter?
No, not exactly. So from what I remember of my people, we essentially do this thing every now and then where we just sort of sometimes spontaneously change. We can't do it at will, which seems to be what the shapeshifters can do. And we basically more or less stay some physical characteristics the same, but a lot of other changes. So we're still Verdans, just look a little bit different is all.
Do you think you could ever try to master the ability to change?
I can try. I don't think I can, though. I've never heard anyone do that. Okay, hang on. And I think I'm going to try and concentrate really hard to see if anything happens.
So we watch you, like, does anything happen?
No.
There you go.
Did it work?
I thought I saw your hair color change, but I believe it's just the angle of the sun.
Yeah, it has some blonde in it and some green. It's a lot of different colors on this one. Pretty cool.
I think just as you say that, Nira, the boat is kind of like working down this twisting, winding corridor of water, and you guys are coming around this bend, and there's this big, huge, like, pile of earth next to you, but suddenly, like, a beam of light kind of, like, reflects in your eyes. You almost have to, like, blink away from it because it's so bright. It's like somebody almost shines a mirror into your eyes for a second, and as you turn, like, kind of looking off the other side of the boat, you see this enormous structure rising up out of the ground. Enormous is an overstating word. It's maybe about like 20 feet high and like 20 feet wide. And as you're looking at it, you realize it's this massive metal cog, like a gear that is buried half in the earth, like half arching up. And as you guys are kind of like rowing, pushing in, you come around the bend a little further and like looking back towards the right, you see what looks like this huge, massive metal structure, mostly kind of like buried in earth, the sun reflecting off some of it. And I think as like Nira's like turning, peering behind, A.D.A.M, you see it in front of you as you're like surging along, rowing. You pass this big gear sprocket on your side, and then there's like an island coming in the middle of the stream, but reaching up out of the earth and then down back into the ground where the island is a giant mechanical hand, much like your own design, but it is massive, like somewhere in the region of like 35-ish feet, like large, as it were. And as you spot this like huge metal hand arcing over the kind of like water flow, making almost like a bridge down towards this island, you see a figure like kind of like step out from around the shadow of the finger of the hand. Small, like maybe like your own height, as like Nira, like you're taking all this in and you turn and look back and see the same figure that A.D.A.M does. Their skin's kind of like greenish in tone, a similar almost hue to Nira, with like these gleaming red eyes, this like hood pulled down over their head with holes cut in it, so their large like green pointed ears emerge up out of it. And I think that they like step around this metal finger, and they're holding this like long, thin pole that they point at you for a minute, and they're just like, "Hey, what are you doing on my river? Get off of my river!"
We've come to see Meldrews. Are you Meldrews? You're adorable.
I'm not adorable. I'm not a Meldrews, and you now are gonna drown in my river.
Oh no, not again!
I love this.
Like he proceeds to like put one end of the pole down into the water, and he puts his mouth on the other side. You just see like these little
How
like
far away
bubbles.
are they?
Probably about like 30 feet in front of the boat here. Let me measure for you. Yep,
Oh, no,
45 feet from you.
45.
As the boat.
Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm. Let me have you two
Great.
click your tokens and roll initiative right now.
I was just gonna say, damn.
Yes,
I
let's
guess I'll
do
see
it.
what I can go because I wanted to do something before he went.
Woo! Good number.
Where's my token at? Oh man, that's great. Where is my token? Oh, there we are. Okay, great.
Got it. Oh,
Just
brutal.
roll. Class,
Oh.
baby. We're back. We're back, baby.
Yeah, we are. Gave away the surprise round. A.D.A.M, you have a moment as he seems to have taken what looks like this like overlong, like kind of straw, this long, like hollow bamboo rod, and is now like blowing bubbles down into the water.
Okay. Well, we don't want that. So you said it's just like it's a long metal rod.
It's not even metal. It just looks like a long, like almost wooden pole that he's like blowing down through. It's taller than he is, maybe like 6 or 7 feet long.
Okay, cool. So then A.D.A.M is just gonna walk to the bow of the ship. He's gonna take out his handy dandy javelin of lightning, ensconced by the chain that he has attached to it, and he is going to hurl it at the pole with the attempt to shatter it.
Wow! Make an attack roll. Let's say at disadvantage to hit the pole.
Okay.
Are you activating the lightning bolt feature of it, or are you just throwing the javelin?
Just throwing the javelin at this moment.
Okay, cool.
That's a 12.
That's a miss. As you throw it, it like just misses. He like leans back. The javelin like harpoons down into the earth. The chain kind of like extending back to you at the length of the boat.
Is he spooked though, at least?
Yeah, he like darts back. His eyes like go wide at you. The like cowl of his hood falling back as you see this goblinoid face. His eyes like gleaming red. Like, I'm gonna make you regret that.
And then A.D.A.M will use his bonus action to use his giant smite to grow one size larger and say, "And I'm gonna make you regret saying those words in that cute little accent."
As A.D.A.M like surges up into this gigantic size on the top of the boat, this little guy goes and he proceeds to be like, "You stupid robot," and he puts his mouth back onto the end of the pole like, I need for Nira and A.D.A.M to make strength saving throws as suddenly the water on the side of the boat begins like churning in this white froth, and suddenly like the silvery bolt leaps up out of it, and then like these bolts start like lunging up out of the water, and then they begin to like multiply, like doubling and doubling and doubling again, until you realize there's literally a torrent of fish hurling themselves bodily up out of the water, crashing into you all.
I'm gonna use
+4,
my...
+4. You have a +4.
I have a +4. I was gonna say I was gonna use my Indomitable to re-roll that. Right, that's my feature.
Yep, it is.
Yeah,
10th level
okay.
fighter.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that right now.
Okay.
That's a lot better. Okay.
Excellent. With 22 or 23 to 21 or 27 and a 21, both of you make your strength saving throws as literally this archway of silver fish proceeds to like appear over the boat, as there's just like thousands of fish hurling themselves up out of the river, bodily trying to like just bludgeon each of you off the side of the boat. That's his action. Here, I'm going to do one of these over here.
Oh,
big fish.
And then we'll put one back here just to like articulate them like leaping over the boat. That's his action. For his bonus action, he is going to proceed to... Oh, yeah. He then proceeds to pull the like tube up out of the water and like point it up into the air, like he's like blowing through it, this very like shrill trumpeting sound like echoing into the air, like these fish, they're gonna eat you. That's his action. That's his bonus action. And then for his movement, he's gonna dive back here behind the finger, like peering over it, so he's got a little bit of cover from you guys. Nira, you're up at the end of the round.
How long has it been since
Seconds.
No,
since you started sailing. About 6 hours.
Great. Good enough. Nira is gonna shout to the cabin, I guess, and just be like, "Hey, you all should wake up. We're under attack." It's a start, and then, oh man, little guy's over there. There's
you guys wake up. You're under attack. I think like both of you wake up and like you peer out the windows of the cabin and you just literally hear like as these fish are crashing into the sides of the boat, like falling into the boat, flopping around, like there's these silver streaks of like fish leaping over the boat, like crashing into the sides of it.
Did we gain the benefit of a long rest?
Yes. You just don't have time to like prepare, change your spells, but you did gain the benefits of a long rest. You can get all your hit points and your spells.
Thank you, dear.
Yeah, that's no problem. That timing was convenient.
I was absolutely just expecting a short rest. So here was I not paying attention.
I think Reg is like,
oh, there it is. Okay, cool.
By the way, imagining a Giff-Q yawning is like, wow,
yeah, massive.
I didn't play it, to full effect, but there's teeth within teeth here, so.
Okay, cool. Then after shouting that, Nira is going to start running towards the front of the ship, and then say, "You all take care of this fish. I'll be back," and then jumps for the second jump to hit the island.
Amazing. You like vault, you come running forward, and Adam's like enormous size has taken up the front of the boat, but you're able to kind of like vault up off of him, just like leaping off of his shoulder, hurling yourself as you hit the ground in the dirt, like your boots digging into the earth.
I don't know how much movement I would have left after that.
That I think unfortunately is your full movement to be able to launch here, right? Like you only get your actual movement speed in the jump.
Yep.
So yep.
Cool. And then that was bonus action. What do I want to do with this? I'm gonna hold. Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna have pull out my wand to have ready in one hand.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'm gonna hold action to attack if the little goblin dude attacks me, and then just say like, "Hey, what's your deal? You should like stop attacking us. We're just trying to get to this Meldrus guy."
I hate the Meldrus. The Meldrus is a bad. You're a bad. You're a little Mel man is a bad. And you are going to sleep in my river.
I guess that's my turn for now. 6 seconds of stuff.
So, let me have Reggie and Lux, or Doc, I'm so sorry. Holy cow. Roll initiatives.
Oh.
Still better than me.
Oof.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
Amazing.
Yanni.
Hey, get out of here, cat. Nobody needs this trouble. Okay, Adam, top of the round. What would you like to do?
How big is this boat?
That's a great question.
It's a pretty large boat. It's basically to scale. It's like a 30-some foot boat right now. Nobody shrank it down. Yep.
What's the current situation? Not like the present situation, like the current in the river.
Oh, the current is pushing back towards you. Yeah, I like that. I appreciate that. The current is like pushing back towards you, and you realize now that like you and Nira have stopped paddling, the boat's gonna like begin moving away from the island back towards like the northern section of the map. And like you could very much like imagine it getting like like kind of cockeyed and jammed up in here.
Yeah, let's try something. Adam is going to look back to hopefully the rousing Doc and Reg, who aren't quite up yet, but will be up in a little bit. He sees the boat listing backwards and has a bit of an issue with that. So he is going to hop into the water. For the umpteenth time, apparently. Adam loves getting into rivers. He is going to grab the boat, and he is going to drag it in an attempt to shore.
Make an athletics check.
All right, let's see.
Do you get advantage when you're enlarged? I think you do.
Do I? Okay. I'll use that. 27.
Yeah. Where do you want to drag it?
To the shore of the island.
Oh, Adam, you grab the boat and just come like stalking forward with it, with the nose of it up over until you're like pulling the nose of the boat up onto the shore next to you. Sure.
Land ho! And then, let's see. I will then use my bonus action. Let's see if we can have some fun on the bonus action. Yeah, I'm going to then press. Adam will then press onto the side of his forehead, and one of his eyes will glow a lightning-esque yellow, and he will invoke his storm rune, which, let me double check that quickly. This is the right one. Yes, when me or another creature I can see within 60 feet of me makes an attack roll, a saving throw, an ability check, I can use my reaction to cause that roll to have advantage or disadvantage. So should come in handy with both friend or foe. So he will look back at Nira, sort of do like a long time no see type of wave, and that's how I will end my turn.
Okay, great. As you like invoke this prophetic rune, the eye kind of glimmering from the storm rune. On 14, he's going to go. He proceeds to pop up from behind this finger here. Hold on a second. Yeah, that's not really gonna solve his needs. He's going to lunge forward towards you. He jumps up on the finger over here and, like down into here towards you, Nira. And then he lunges forward with this pole, trying to like harpoon you twice. No advantage, brutal. 20. Does 20 hit you?
20 does hit, but if he attacked me, my whole held action would go off.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Magic missiles. How does magic missile work again? I always forget.
So when you use one charge off the wand, you fire 3 missiles. It's 3d4 plus 3.
3d4. Okay.
And like for each extra charge, you get an extra missile, basically.
So 7.
Got it. The missiles like blasting into him as he comes leaping over the thing and like plunges down with the spear. We said a 20 missed?
No, 20 hits. It is
Okay.
my AC.
Got it. You are going to take 15 points of damage, 9 piercing, 6 force.
Cool.
And I think that's his action, his bonus action. Yeah, no, that's all. Yep, that's all he's got for now. Meanwhile, on 10, A.D.A.M, you hear something like sloshing in the water behind you. It takes a second to realize it's anything as there's water like seething out of like your kind of hollowed metal body and stuff. You wheel around just in time to see this entity begin surging up out of the water. It looks like a crocodile at first, but then it hurls itself into the air as its tail begins spinning like a propeller after it, and you realize it has this massive, viciously toothed maw along the length of his abdomen as this gigantic, like kind of horrific crocodile comes flying over you and will make an attack.
But
What
like, how does,
in the
how does
hell
it,
is this?
How does it eat? Where does it eat?
Where does it poop?
It's like a standard crocodile with bat wings, like helicopter tail, and a massive, like, second mouth.
A stomach mouth, yeah.
Classic crocodile.
Very classic. Very, very, very classic. The tentacles proceed to, like, start to hammer for you, Adam. Here's 1. Here's 2. 19? Does 19 hit you?
19. So I'm not seeing the rolls on my end.
Oh, my bad. I have it set to whisper. I apologize. 19.
Oh, but if it's an A.D.A.M whisper, then it goes through.
Exactly. No, I just wanted to make sure because I know I can invoke disadvantage on one of these, but I don't know what the other roll is.
I'll re-roll it, either a 19 or whatever the re-roll will be if you want.
All right, let's make the re-roll happen then.
Okay, you got it. Tentacle, second attack. 15.
That misses.
That's a miss and a miss. Both the tentacles come like hammering off of you. Miss, and then 1 attack with its bite as it tries to chomp down. The tentacles unable to grapple you. You realize you would have been grappled and held in place, and it would have probably set you up for the stomach mouth to try to eat you. But the bite does land for 9 points of piercing damage, Adam.
Okay, that's doable.
That's its
but
turn.
But also very mystifying. Adam is incredibly confused by this creature.
It's a very confusing creature. Doc, you are up.
Okay. Doc is gonna weirdly have bonus action options now.
Yeah, cool. Live your best bonus action life, Doc.
Yeah. So she's gonna cast Branding Smite.
Branding Smite.
Yeah. So her like axe is gonna glow a little bit. And then she's gonna run over here and she's gonna attack this thing.
Okay. You come like charging forward down the length of the boat. You like conjure the magic of the Branding Smite. Your axe like glowing and arcing as you leap off next to Adam here.
Oh, that's bad. I assume a 14 misses.
It's a big beastly kind of a thing. That's a miss.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well.
That's a miss. That's a miss. You're holding concentration on the branding smite until next round. Is that your turn?
Yep, that's my turn.
Professor, you sir are up.
Yeah, I think the professor stumbles out from below decks Mediterranean here and comes back above board and just kind of adjusts his pince-nez at the tip of his hippo snout and surveys. The fish are still a thing. Is this true?
Yeah, you know, A.D.A.M pulled the boat away so fast they haven't entirely caught up to you, but they are like leaping out of the water where everything was. It's like they're fish, man. You know, they're not able to keep up with instructions very rapidly.
Yeah, so I think Reg like assesses...
Notably, Reg, as you peer past the fish, I will give you this. Coming down the length of the river, you see something like skidding along the surface of the water as you realize like this huge kind of like insect, these 6 legs like skimming along the water surface with like these 2 big pincers at the end of it. Looks scorpion adjacent, you know?
Fun. Then let's do some things here. No. Yes.
These long maps are tricky for the screen.
Okay. Oh gosh, how dare you? Let's keep it simple. I think I'm going to do what I first intended to do as a wizard. And I would kind of like walk up onto there and then come to the edge of the ship and then step out into the water. And then do what he considered doing before, which is walk, but this time on water because he has boots of water walk.
Oh my God, this guy.
And I think he will just like stand here and kind of like, attention! Something wicked this way comes. And then we'll reach up to his forehead and then turn back to the alligator and fire a psychic lance in its direction, hoping that it is not deeply intelligent.
Damn shame you don't know the alligator's name. I will roll an intelligence saving throw. A catastrophic fail.
Wow.
So yeah, about that. So it takes 25 points of psychic damage, and it is incapacitated until the start of my next turn.
Amazing.
As like its tentacles are like flailing wildly, it just kind of like hovers, gesticulating, like arms twitching in the air above you here, A.D.A.M. Incapacitated.
Yes.
Got it.
I think I did something.
And then Reg is going to stay there hovering on the water.
Okay, you got it. The water like kind of like churning along underneath your feet. You remain stationary. Nira, you're up on 3.
Cool. I think first thing Nira's gonna cast Shield of Faith, not like being hit, so eyes flash yellow briefly. And then we'll say in Goblin, just hey, are you a goblin?
Oh wow, you speak this language actually quite fluently. I'm surprised.
Yeah, all my people do. So you want to like maybe not do this, and we could just chat or something and find common ground. We could go up the river. Get it'll help us get out of here quicker, really.
If you are allied to the Meldrews, you are an enemy of my master. Tree Skinner will have no friends of that beast.
Tree Skinner? Well, we really don't know him. We just sort of need him to like break a curse. This is all in Goblin.
Yeah, and I think that he's like, then you had best pass me and my river first. I will not fail Tree Skinner.
Okay, sure. And then Nira will take out their sword and channel divinity for action. And that's the turn for now.
Got it, Nira. On 2. This giant water scorpion comes screaming down the river towards you guys. Quite fortunately, it is too far away. It has to dash to close in range with you, Reg. Which
sure?
it does.
Doesn't have like an extra round of movement or something.
Yeah, it could.
Feels like it was really anxious to get into the battle.
It really was. It was deeply anxious to get into the battle.
It had
and
the
as
downstream. It was coming downstream, so it had the flow of the river, right?
No, it was going
you, it is
upstream.
unaffected
well.
by the current. It will try to grab you.
Okay.
20.
I'm not concentrating on anything. That's annoying.
Whoops.
Yeah, I'll use my reaction to cast shield. Sure.
Okay. It lunges forward. The one claw like missing as you dodge out of the way. The other grabs you as you pull shield up, and like the claws slips off of the wall of force. Thank you for the sub, Bug. Appreciate it. That's the giant water scorpion, unable to do anything. Adam, you're up on 19. This crocodile creature next to you is incapacitated. All attacks against it have advantage.
So then I think Adam is going to take advantage of the opportunity for advantage. He will unsheathe his Warhammer, and he is going to go particularly swinging towards the underbelly, towards that second mouth, to knock some teeth loose. Let's see what happens. That's a natural 20.
It's like the hammer explodes against its face. Go ahead and roll some damage.
All right. So, and I threw some Giant's Might. Oh, the Giant's Might were both 1s, but regardless, that is 20, ironically enough, points of damage.
Not bad. That's a pretty fierce attack. Your second attack.
Let's do it. 21.
Hits.
For, forgot the Giant's Might. 7 damage.
Got it for, oh, no more Giant's Might? No, aren't you already huge? Your Giant's Might just applies.
Right, but I can only use it once a turn, once an attack, I believe.
Got it.
And you know what? What the hell? For the first time, action surge. Let's do it all again.
Yeah.
Let's beat up on this reptile while it's down. 22
Hits.
For 10 more bludgeoning damage. And finally, another 22 for another 7. So that is 17, 24, and 44 points of damage.
Yeah, very nice. 44 points of damage. You still have a bonus action, I believe, right? You didn't use it?
Yeah.
You can make one more attack with your offhand if you want.
Oh, I'd love to do that. That's one-handed though, right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't believe.
Oh, that's my bad. I'm being a jerk. Sorry. You were two-handed warhammering. I didn't realize. So you can't do that. Sorry.
No problemo. I am fine with it. Because then what I will do is Adam will then step his way around, sort of nodding off to it, looking at Doc. And he will then step around to the top of the finger to be standing right above this goblin conversation to make sure that he is between Nira and himself.
I hate you sticking of metal monsters. Too many of you things around here. You think that you gotta protect the Meldrews? I'ma make you live at the bottom of my river. As he wheels around on you. Adam. He goes. If that's the end of your turn?
Yep, that's the end of my turn.
He wheels around at you and he says, my name is Acker, and now you will work for me, Metal Man. He's going to cast... Oh, no, I lied. Not Hold Monster. Not Charm Monster. Hold Monster. He's going to cast Hold Monster on you, Adam. I need you to make a Wisdom save.
Oh, boy. Well, this will be a good one. Let's see. Yeah, boy. Yeah, here we go. 10.
Plus
You
4.
fail.
14.
Oh,
14.
That's still a fail. So you're held. You feel yourself held and paralyzed here for a minute. That's his action. At which point, He's just going to hold his ground. Yeah, he'll hold his ground. He's not going to ditch yet. So you guys watch as like the giant form of A.D.A.M goes inert. The alligator goes. It is incapacitated. Doc, you're up.
Okay, well, that is less fun, but okay. Do I? Yeah. Okay. Doc is gonna run over and cast Lesser Restoration on A.D.A.M.
Oh! How dare you?
So you're not paralyzed, but it took my entire. I don't get to just wail like crazy on the incapacitated who wouldn't have been incapacitated anyway, so that's fine. I wouldn't have had advantage. Do I was down here. Yeah. I think that's all I can do. I'm not used to having to think about bonus actions.
I know, no waffle.
You can reposition if you want,
Yeah.
I mean, he's still here. He'll attack of opportunity maybe, but.
Yeah, no, I'll hang out, I guess. Weird. Okay, that's my turn.
Oh, you made me feel really stiff for like 3 seconds. Is that what goblin magic does?
I'm gonna stick my tongue out at the goblin, but also be like, wait, why do you hate the mukbang dude? We don't.
I don't know that one, but I hate the Meldrus. He is like this one, and I am an enemy of old metal people. I serve the tree skinner. She usually only skins trees, but she will make an exception for you.
I mean, do we? I don't know that we like are a friend of. We've never met that. We don't really care.
Now hold on. If they're a metal person, they might be a future friend incoming. No.
But so could this little dude. You just need to, not.
I tried explaining that. I realized I'm talking goblin still, and then switch back to common. I tried explaining that already. Apparently, they don't want to listen because they want to make their master happy, the tree skinner person. So,
but maybe
I never want a job. It's to protect my river.
From us, we're not doing anything to your river.
Yeah, you're the one putting weird two-mouthed alligators in it.
You travel on my river. You come to see the Meldrus. I must stop you. It's my job.
Try.
This is my favorite. He's my favorite.
With that, the professor goes.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
It's my job.
It's my job.
It's my job.
Drown that Giff.
He's yelling to the scorpion in the river.
Okay. The alligator is now capacitated.
It capacitates.
Reginald is being attacked by this. What are we calling this? This
A
kind
water
of
scorpion.
Scorpion. Yeah.
Bugs. Whimsy. It's a scorpion, but it runs on water. That's whimsical, right?
No. Similar to like a hippo-like creature walking on water. Very whimsical all around.
I did see a great little viral picture today of a scorpion that had been pulled out of a Colorado river that got stuck underneath some rocks for like 1,000 years, and its entire carapace was transformed into copper because of like the copper particulate going in. So it was like this big, huge, like copper, not huge, scorpion-sized, like copper scorpion fossil. Looked really cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was neat.
Science.
Okay. Why not? I think Reg is like looking around and he is like realizing shenanigans are afoot. And he's got this like scorpion and he's not maybe a big bugs person. And I think he's like looking for inspiration and he sees this giant hand that is like against the riverbank.
Oh yeah.
And I think he reaches out and like pulls from the weave the spirit of that hand, which then apparates and floats toward him, and then attempts to crush the water scorpion in his presence as Reginald casts Bigby's hand.
Yes, Bigby's hand.
Reggie's hand.
How was the big hand?
Have I read all the way through the spell in the last year and a half? I have not.
Whatever,
But
overrated.
I'm certain that there is a means through which I can try and squash this bug with this hand. So I'm gonna go with maybe the clenched fist. Is that the best one? Let's see here. Make a melee spell attack. Takes 4d8 damage, or grasping hand. Let's see here.
Grasping is probably the one you want.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to try and do. It grapples, and while grappled, I can use a bonus action to crush it. Love that for me. Interposing hand. No, we're going to go grasping hand. So I'm going to use the hand strength score to resolve a grapple check against your acrobatics or athletics check as a scorpion.
You've got it, dude.
I'm gonna roll.
Acrobatics. Nope, athletics it is.
And this thing is a large creature, right?
It is large, yeah, so you don't have advantage.
Cool.
No, I'll no. Can I give it advantage? Right, because I can use my reaction to give him advantage.
You could, theoretically. Can you just do that every turn, or does it drop after you use it once?
No, as my reaction, I can use it up until the rune expires, which would be, through a long rest.
Oh, okay, go for it.
But love
Get
that
another
for
roll
me.
there.
It didn't do it, but
Dang.
I have a +8.
Oh, you're just rolling a flat roll. That didn't have a modifier on it. Yeah,
That's
so
correct. So
20, beats 13. You got it.
Oh, then no. Yeah.
20 beats 13. Yes. So we've got a squashed bug, and I will use my bonus action to squeeze. And so it's going to take bludgeoning action equal to 2d6 plus my spellcasting modifier. So let's do the 2d6 first. That's 9. My spellcasting modifier is a 5. So that's 14 points of bludgeoning damage. And the creature's gone.
Nice.
Oh, heck yeah. The hand, grasping around this thing. You hear, its carapace kind of, cracking and shattering as the hand begins, crushing down on it. Professor, it's your action. That's your bonus action. You got movement.
Yeah, I do. But I don't think I'm going to move. I think I'm going to risk getting flanked by these creatures.
Okay, Nira, you're up. You got a divinely glowing sword, a shield of faith. You're all up tuned.
Yep. Great. Nira's gonna switch to Goblin and just say, "Listen, I normally really don't like fighting, the minions. I normally try going after the big bad guy in this group, and you seem kind of minion-like, especially because you really feel like you're in a terrible employee-employer relationship."
Listen to me, you fool. I'm no minion. I don't know if you're maybe a minion, but I'm the big guy. Here, it's my river. I'm the boss of the river.
And while they're saying this, they're gonna do their first attack.
You got it. Go for it.
Days of the minion.
He's points at the alligator, hovering in the air. 21 will hit.
Yeah, plus I think 4. I forget how much it is, but cool. So
just your charisma modifier, right?
I believe it. Yeah, it adds a charisma. So yeah. Anyway, 25. But yeah. So first hit, 15 points of damage.
As you hit him, he's going to use his reaction.
And he's like, "You fool. Now you never find me again."
And he vanishes. You lose sight of him.
Whoa. Can I see him casting a spell?
Interesting. No, but I'll have everybody make perception checks.
Okay. I was waiting for you to say begins casting a spell. I wasn't trying to juke.
Kevin's got eyes on him.
Yeah, Reginald does not.
Nira.
Rich, is it too... Okay, never mind.
What?
Is it too metagamey to say that I flash of genius on Nira now that I've seen... Or should I have called it before? I feel like...
Yeah,
to do
it's
but I get to
vaguely
like
metagamey, but it's a good enough roll anyway, so you don't need it. You're in good shape.
okay. Cool.
Like if you could call it beforehand, but I hear you. Sometimes
Well,
like, we
because
roll
it's
fast and
like
it's
you
very
get
tricky.
to do it after you see the roll, but I just feel weird being like I get to pick the highest one to apply it to when like I don't know how I like justify that in character.
I totally see that. Yeah, I don't know if like, I don't know. It's tricky. Yell at me at any time you want to interrupt, but I'm never like too punitive, right? I think regardless, Nira, what you recognize is you hear this like thudding and you're like peering around, looking everywhere. And I think that you see like this tall grass literally in this space on the opposite side of the boat, like tamp down on either side as though there's an invisible figure standing in that space. This is kind of annoying, but nonetheless, here, I'll draw a box around it, Nira. Oops, that didn't draw. My bad. Like that space right there.
Interesting.
Sorry, tricky reaction ship.
That's fine. But I did, like, I see that it's stomped down.
Yes, as you're like scanning, like looking in every direction, you see like the grass folding down. Yeah, I think you have a sense that like if they went anywhere, that's where they are.
Can you check my math there? I believe that is 30 feet.
It is, yeah, it is.
Oh, actually, I have 35 feet. I forgot with the boots. So yeah, I'm gonna. I mean, screw it. Let's see what happens. I'm going to run the 35 feet and try and grapple what is there if I can.
Okay, go for it.
Probably is at disadvantage.
It is at disadvantage, yeah. So athletics or an acrobatics check.
Oof.
Oh.
Brutal.
I mean, logical.
It's not an automatic fail, believe it or not. Nah, he beat you by 1.
Wow.
Amazing. I think you leap off the edge, right? Like arms outstretched, sword, shield, as you're trying to like grab this figure and you feel the shield hit them and you feel like the pole that they're holding like crack you in the head as they like wheel around and you hit the kind of ground next to them, as it were.
Okay.
So that's your action. Bonus action. Anything else?
Nope. I think that's everything I could do at the moment.
Okay, you got it. That was its reaction on Nira's turns. On this turn, the giant water scorpion, still grappled, I think just like forcibly is trying to get a hold of you, Reginald.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Those are both bad misses. Just the claws like grabbing futilely while the hand is kind of like pulling it back away from you. That's its miss. Adam's up on 19.
Well, Adam only knows what he can see, and what he can't see right now is the very gnome that he was pursuing. So he's going to turn back to the known, which is this now capacitated, ghastly reptilian creature. And so he is going to excitedly run back, and he is going to first swing at the 28.
You got it. Two-handed 28 will hit.
For 11 points of damage. How's it looking right now?
Pretty banged up, believe it or not. Yeah, like pretty banged up. It's still like healthy, but like you feel like you've carved it halfway down.
Well, then that being said, for a second attack, he's gonna look to Doc and he'll say like, "Thank you so much for your hospitality. I'll let you get a free one in." And Adam's gonna attempt to wrestle the gator. He wants to grapple it to try to give Doc an opportunity to attack it.
Okay, go for it. Make an athletics check.
22.
As you like reach out, grabbing a hold of it, it starts like thrashing back in your arms over here. 16. You manage to get it. You are holding it in place as you like pull it down to the ground. Its legs like digging into the earth.
Come on.
You are managed to like hold and grapple the alligator.
All right, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm just gonna be wrestling with an alligator on the ground.
That's going to bring us to 14, where in front of you, Nira, this little dude appears, popping
there you
back
are.
into place, and he's like,
You really are as tenacious as a goblin. I can see the resemblance now. But I
Not
do
a
not
goblin,
understand why you not turn around and go back. This is my river.
Again, we really got to go meet this Meldrus dude, and I know that you're like saying you're not a minion, but you really have real big minion energy, and again, seem like you're in a real bad situation with this boss of yours who's ordering you to do stuff and making you think that you're like in control of the river. Seems like a real terrible employee-employee relationship, and we can help, solve that for you at a later date. Maybe take care of this tree skinner person.
Are you being oppressed?
I'm not being oppressed. I'm a swear an oath of fealty to the tree skinner. I'm a drink the sap of the old treants. I remember. That means nothing to you.
Oh yeah, what do you remember?
You are so very dumb. Here.
I think that he grabs you, Nira, and he says,
Now I'm going to show you a real fun trick.
I need for you to make a dexterity saving throw, Nira. He grabs a hold of you. He's holding his little paw and he just grabs the front of your chest.
Oh,
I think. Does he appear to be casting a spell?
He appears to be casting a spell, Reginald.
I think Reginald will reach out with his other non-crushing hand and just flip away the spell and attempt to counterspell.
You will have to roll. It's a 4th level spell that he's attempting to cast.
I love that for me. I believe I just roll an intelligence check.
Straight in check, DC 14.
Oh! And I already used my reaction. I can't Astromancy archive it.
Oh man.
Oh.
Nira, he grabs a hold of you.
Mm-hmm.
And this door of force opens next to you, and he turns and looks at it. It says,
Now we go for a ride.
And he shoves you into the door of force, and you feel yourself whoosh, teleported.
What was the DC?
Of absolute panic. Oh wait, you rolled insanely high, right?
Yeah, 23.
My bad. Sorry, I'm reacting to Troy's saving throw. He does not counterspell. He grabs a hold of you. The door opens. He's trying to pull you through, and then he's just and shoves away from you and steps into it. Technically, it's not an attack of opportunity because he's just teleporting away. He's dimension dooring away. But you see him appear 300 feet in the air above you, realizing that he was just trying to teleport you up into the air and drop you potentially to your death as he slowly begins falling down from the sky. He's still halfway up in the air above you, so he's he's a solid 100 feet up in the air above you over here is what I'm trying to say.
Cool.
That's his turn. The Mugrick is going to go. It will lunge for A.D.A.M. Now freed up. The tentacles make 2 attacks. 20! I think that hits you, A.D.A.M.
Wait, is it now? It's now free. Does the grapple get broken automatically when it's its turn?
Oh, so you are grappling it, which holds it in place. It can't move, but it can attack you.
Cool.
You know
Sounds good. I'm fine with it. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Flailing and smashing back at you as you're holding it in place. So, A.D.A.M, you're going to take 9 points of bludgeoning damage, and it's now grappling you equally. The pair of you holding each other, the tentacles wrapped around you. You're holding it. Neither of you can move. As it does this, the stomach maw opens up.
Oh, I love that phrase.
And attempts to swallow you, A.D.A.M.
That by the way, was the name of my
me.
memoir.
You are in fact large.
Yes. It's gonna be a bit of a tough swallow.
Which means you get to make a saving throw. If you were medium, I just swallow you. Let me have you make a strength saving throw.
Okay. 28.
Yeah, you're good. It does not. The mouth is like trying to like work its way around. It's trying to pull you in, but between the grapple, you're like holding the edge of the wall. You're holding it. You guys are all like tangled up in this like wrestle fest. And with that, Doc, you're up on 6.
Okay, so it's still grappled.
Yes, it's grappled. He's grappled. They're tangled in this knot together, rolling around on the ground.
Great. So I'm going to attack it at advantage.
Sure. Yeah, we'll say it's restrained. Yeah.
If it's not, that's cool. Straight roll's fine.
I think it is restrained. Hold on 1 second. I think that like the double grapple, we're calling it restrained. Go for it. Yeah.
Okay.
There's only so many limbs that it has.
29.
Oh!
29 hits. So
For
that
10
smashes
slashing
in 10
plus
slashing damage.
6 radiant damage.
Okay. Does anything else happen from the branding smite?
I don't think so. If it becomes visible if it's invisible.
Okay. It was not invisible, but
No.
You hit it. It's gleaming with light. Second attack.
29 again.
Hits for another
Nice.
14 as Doc is like standing over it now, cleaving down into it with this battle axe. Now it looks like decently hurt, actually. Doc, that's your action. Anything else?
No. That's my turn.
Okay. Professor, you're up on 6.
Yeah. Bonus action, Crush of the Bug. So let's roll a little 2d6 and add a 5 to it. So that's 10 points of crushing damage.
Got it. Yep.
I think Reg is just like standing there and he's just like, what? He's playing with his prey. And then for his action, this goblin is visible and falling. Is that what's happening?
Yeah, he's like 100 feet up in the air now, like falling towards the earth. But you guys,
Yeah. Let's just shoot a chromatic orb at him.
Hey, you just
juggling him.
Right? I mean, we're just gonna be like, like skeet shooting, Oski skeet. So let's go. Let's go at 3rd level. Chromatic orb at 3rd level. Here we go. Roll 4th, 3rd. Did I say 3rd? 4th level. Go 4th level.
Okay.
4th level. Let's go. Let's go classic fire. Why not?
Okay. AC 16.
Oh, come on.
Wow.
Brutal 4th level spell slot. You watch.
Wait. I can give him advantage. Reaction.
Oh yeah, you do have your
Would you like
reaction
me?
back.
I will roll again. Just so there's no cheesing going on. Roll at 4th level. 25 to hit.
Hits.
Please, Adam, explain how you have given Papa advantage here.
I think basically what's going to happen is I think Adam will. Good question, because he is currently restrained and grappled.
You do enter like a prophetic state, if that has any indication, right? There's a little bit of like seeing the moment happening, right?
I like that. And so Adam will urge Reg to say, Papa, aim to the left. He has somehow calibrated the wind perfectly in that moment to know the exact angle that it would be to help hit him in the exact right spot.
And so just like that, Reginald fire bends for the first time as it wraps around and smacks for 30 points of damage.
Somehow and possibly Adam's correct as your chromatic orb turns into a chromatic curveball, like wrapping around, smashing into the goblin in the air, this eruption of fire around him as he's like, like plummeting down towards the earth. Reg, that's your action. That's your bonus action. Anything else?
Yeah, stand put. We're good.
Okay, Nira, you're up. Sorry.
Great. That's fine. Nira takes the wand out back again and points and says, I really don't like being called a dummy, and fires 3 burns of it. So that's...
Yeah, so you can use more charges if you want, Nira. Like 1 charge is 3 darts. For each additional charge, you get an extra dart.
5.
Okay, so you're burning 3 charges, 5 darts,
Yep.
5d4 plus 5.
So plus 19 damage.
And we watch as you snap the wand up, like in your shield hand. The darts, like arcing off of it, go screaming into the air, and they pummel one after another. And you see the pole fall out of his hand, cartwheeling to the ground as his body like twists. And I think, for the sake of things, like he crashes into the river. Like hitting the water, submerging down beneath the surface. He seems out and done. He is not yelling anything as he hits the ground, seemingly tapped out.
I'm gonna pick up the stick, please.
Okay. You walk over and like grab up the stick. You realize like it's hollow, though the end of it is like carved in this sharpened point, which is why he's able to use like spear. It almost looks like a blowgun as you're looking at it. That, Nira, is your action. Movement, anything else?
Magic missile, the way that works is that it's not an attack, right? It's an action.
Yeah, it's just your action to activate a magical device, basically.
That's fine. 1 second. Great, 35. Would I give flanking by going next to the alligator?
Sure. Yeah, you could try if you jump down into the water. How tall are you? You've gotten a bit taller, right?
Well, I was 5'6" previously. I believe I am now 5'3".
Yeah, that's still fine. That's enough that like the water is deep, but it's not like crazy deep. It's only like 4 feet. It's, you know.
Okay. I mean, I could give also to Reggie, but Reggie seems to be fine magically.
I mean, technically, this thing is grappled and restrained, so it will have advantage against it.
Very
but if
true.
you want,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's so loud.
oh my God, I love it.
Get a puppy to sleep.
Can you all tell that they miss me now that I'm not at home all day?
Mm-hmm.
I'll go where Reg is. That's easiest, and then stop on
Okay.
over here and
Vault
just be
off.
like,
Yep.
yeah. Hi, how's it going with this one?
Crushingly.
Oh, I see what you did there. Very clever, Professor.
As you hit the water in front of it, the this creature like frantically trying to get loose from the hand now. Can I have you make an opposed grapple check, Reg?
Yes.
I get a 16. You get one.
I'm gonna
D20
add
plus
8. I'm gonna add 8 to this.
Ooh.
13. It gets free.
Yeah, I guess it gets free. We're not gonna worry about it. The hand persists.
You guys can both make attacks of opportunity.
Is it
As it
gonna try and run away, like
It
out of
tries
range?
to flee. Yeah.
We're just gonna hold off.
Mira?
Man, it's a giant
Scorpion.
Scorpion.
Yeah.
That was like walking on water.
It's like one of those bugs, though. You know, it's not
Yeah.
like magic. It's just like skimming on the
Man.
top of the water.
Yeah, it's pretty cool looking and seems like it would be fun to fight / attack. So, 25.
Hits.
Yeah, all right. And there's a quick sound of thunder as Divine Smite hits on it as well.
Boom! That's a nice roll right there for an additional
30?
19 points of damage. It looks badly hurt. You take like a pair of legs off the back right side as it comes past you. It crashes into the body of the little riverman, like kicking it back down into the water. You like watch him like sink a little bit and start getting caught up in the current as like it makes it this far away from you, but it's badly hurt at this point. At this stage, Adam, you are up. You're tumbling around on the ground with this thing.
So am I grappled and restrained as well?
You're grappled. Yeah, I guess technically you would be restrained. If you want to continue holding it in this like lockdown lock, you would also be restrained. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I can still make attacks, right? As long as I'm not moving.
Yeah, if you make attacks, you're gonna like release your grapple. It's still got its grapple, and like you could still wail on it. It just won't be restrained anymore.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I ain't going anywhere.
Okay.
I've got no places to be except taking this thing to Pound Town. 24.
24 totally hits.
All right, this Giants might better not be one. God, what is going on?
Let
that-
me double check if it's rolling
Yeah.
correctly. I don't understand. I think something is like massively incorrect. I put it on my notes to double check already because it seems like not correct, right?
Yeah, either way, that's 9 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's rolling.
It's
Right.
just 1. Yeah, maybe it was that.
Okay,
there you go.
fixed. It's
For
fixed.
some reason, it was the plus that was in there. Okay,
Yeah,
there we
really
go.
didn't like
11
that.
points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, got it. It's really badly hurt. Second attack.
Let's do it again.
Can I just imagine like this giant's might, right? This is like additional damage done because you're tall. Is that what this
Yeah.
is?
Because I'm
'Cause
big,
it's
yeah.
big.
Yeah. Can we imagine that like A.D.A.M just briefly like actually had little tiny hands? Like in the SNL skit, but didn't realize it until too late. It's like,
okay.
oh,
Hands are always the last thing to grow.
Oh god, go ahead and roll damage again.
Another 7. So that is going to be what? 18 total points of bludgeoning.
Got it. This thing near death, Adam. As you're like blasting away at it, the little warlock is down already. It goes. It's already grappling you, so it's just gonna try to attack you again here with the
Let's do it.
actual bite. 23.
I'm gonna give it disadvantage.
Okay. Fails. That's a miss. The teeth like grinding against the metal of your armor. And then let me have you make one more strength saving throw.
Sure thing.
DC's pretty low. 15. 23.
Yep, that's
You are
23.
not swallowed as it's trying to pull you in. Doc, you're up on 6.
Okay.
Kill it.
This
Finish
this
it.
thing is still going.
Yeah. It had a lot of
Hit.
hit points.
I'm gonna hit it. 27
Hits.
for 11 points of
Yup.
damage. And a
Huh.
nat 20.
Hey,
Oh.
Doc, what does it look like as you obliterate this nightmare's
Yes.
crocodile?
I think she just like is taking out all of the emotion that she is feeling right now, that she isn't
Aw.
the best at handling, and it's just like stop. It's just like
And you
wailing on this
watch
thing
Adam,
beyond the
like
point of
laying on the
necessity.
ground next to it as Doc goes wild and unleashes all of her like stressed, all pent up energy into this horrific, many limbed alligator. And it
Adam
dies.
is Adam's slowly going to back away as he eases his way towards this lightning javelin, trying to remain as quiet as possible as Doc is clearly working through some things.
Professor, you're up on 6. The water scorpion is like skirting away. Your hands floating in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's gonna let the bug out, and I think he's gonna like use the hand to pluck the river goblin, body. We're gonna loot the body.
Okay, you got it.
Old Acker.
You drop the body on like the boat next to you. You just carry it over to you.
I mean, oh no, over to the boat, something dry,
Yeah.
that he can rest upon.
You got it. Nira, you're up. Do you want to execute the water scorpion?
No, I'll let it go. I tried to do it in one hit and it didn't happen, so I'll let it skitter away.
Okay. You watch as he skitters away, surging back downstream from whence he came. Seemingly, once like old Acker, the river goblin, is taken out, like the other fish all like vanished. They didn't really do a heck of a lot other than like filling up your boat. There's like a copious amount of fish flapping around at the bottom of the boat at this point, right? Like Acker's body drops down into the boat. Nira is like
Scoop, Big B scoop.
the big B is like scooping fish up out of the back. A lot of you here as you start scanning over his body. Troy, you're like digging through his stuff. The professor here.
Yeah, I think Reg is like, whoa, what is this caster creature?
You very notably you find two what look like almost like clear bags with some kind of like liquid in them that appear to be like knotted off at the top.
Don't tell me there's like a goldfish in them.
Nope.
Okay,
Absolutely
great.
not. They just appear.
Swear to God, if I inherited a pair of goldfish,
You want some carnival goldfish. Time to get home real effing fast.
This could go through security. Fine.
You find also what seems like a piece of tree bark that has been cut very meticulously and rolled up almost like a scroll. And like as you unfurl it, you can see a crude map is kind of drawn on it. Very notably, it doesn't appear to be drawn with like charcoal or paint or anything like that. The way that like the symbology is worked into the bark of the wood, it's almost like the wood was like burned. Like it's been like kind of burned or etched in, but you could see what is clearly the river course of the rust flow leading back down to the lake. There's like this one section that like says M, and like you get the impression that like that's the Meldrews, given the direction that you're headed downstream and where you're going from there. And then you see what look like a series of like winding trails through the forest. They appear to be like routes, passages, and more than a few of them are heading to this area. It's just very simply not marked with an X, but with a circle in the map. It looks like maybe about half a day's travel from here away from the stream into like the depth of the woods, as it were. And then what else does he have here? He had his little blowgun. He had a whole fistful of darts also, like in a small, like kind of box at his side, blowgun darts. And very notably, around a like rawhide string around his neck, he has a token with a long duck's feather tied to it. And the tiny little token is a piece of wood carved in the shape of a boat. It's a qual's feather token of a ship. I'll just tell you guys that now.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, just to recap.
Yes.
Qual's feather token of a ship.
Mm-hmm.
A map of the area, including an M for where we think the mongoose is.
Yes.
Yes.
2 baggies of undistinguished, unidentified liquid,
Yes.
which is definitely smuggling vodka onto the cruise. And blowgun and darts, which do not appear to be magical.
Yeah. The blowgun does appear to be enchanted.
Oh, enchanted blowgun.
That's a shame, because I'm just going to put it in my room.
Why do I feel like that into the hands of Mike Bloom or Kevin Mahadeo would be a problem?
Well, is this the same one that he used to drum up the fish, or
Yes.
was that a different? Oh, interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like this 6 foot long, like kind of hollow pole with like the end of it sheared off to be pointy and like spiky, and he like kind of blew through it to call the fish up at.
Interesting.
Okay. I will say that, like, without role playing it too much, I think like Reginald is definitely doing a like, what, we got everything? Are we good? Are we all alive? What do I do with these bags of liquid? Are we going to continue
Drink
to go?
it.
Like, let's go. Let's. I think he gives Doc the like, do you want to identify this look? But like the primary interest is like go to the Malders.
If it helps at all, I'm resistant to poison.
Oh.
Yeah, I can be identifying it as we continue on our way.
Okay. I think that as the group of you load back into the boat, Doc, you're going to do the identification as you guys are on your way. What are you identifying? The blowgun?
I was going to identify the bags of liquid first.
Oh. Because you take the bags of liquid and are like, they're probably potions, right? Seems like they're potions.
Yeah, just because they're in a baggie doesn't mean they're not useful.
And you're trying to like kind of figure out how to like get in at it, to like identify it. I think as you cast identify,
which is, droppers and titrations and,
Okay, got it. So you might almost have like a syringe, even, right? You do like a thing and like extract a little bit of liquid, and the second that you let like a drop, like we see the bead of liquid on the end of like a syringe, and there's this pungent, noxious smell all around you that you were like, oh, you wouldn't have let Zvox drink this, let alone like drink it yourself. You are 100% sure these are not potions. Though you're not sure what they are because they don't appear magical as you perform your identification means. But they stink badly. Like one drop smells so bad, you can't imagine the like entirety of this bag if it broke. Okay. So for all intents and purposes, you functionally have 2 large stink bombs now.
Yeah, I was
though
gonna
they
say
may
stink
have
bomb.
like greater functionality that you are yet unaware of, right?
Amazing.
Meanwhile, I think like while the group of you have gone over this and the boat like kind of like churns along further down the river.
Oh wait, what about the blowgun?
Oh yeah. The blowgun?
Yeah, but I do say you have to give it back after you identify it.
The blowgun allows you the capacity to speak with fish. The blowgun allows you the capacity to cast what is it? 1 second. Dominate monster. I'm sorry, dominate beast on fish.
Magic.
That's a blowgun.
Okay.
Lets you like essentially while it's in your possession, speak to fish by putting one end into the water. And then dominate said fish while you have one head in the water. Could be used to
do you have to like hit the fish with the darts, or the darts are not part of the blowgun?
No, the darts are just part of the blowgun to like kill things. It seems very unassociated, and you wonder what maniac built this because there's no like thematic cohesion really to it at all.
Cool.
Meanwhile, I think the rest of you making your way downstream on this boat, you like the winds and the twists of the river around you, the day like kind of growing late into the afternoon. You wonder what kind of conversation Lux is having with her mom back at the fortress with Waffle in her care. You're curious where Reya and the ship are, as it were. But I think that you see the river kind of like narrowing, and you emerge like through this copse of like heavy trees into what appears to be a smaller pond. And there's a building in front of you, a small house, stone cottage, one might even say, half of it like extending out over the water. But the more notable sight amidst this pool, as you come in, you look to your left, and there appears to be the hilt of a sword that you think is bigger than the entirety of the Dragonfly, jutting up out of the pond. And as you look up over the little cottage in front of you, you see this massive, hulking form of a metal humanoid, probably somewhere in the region of 80 to 100 feet tall, inert, half its body kind of sprawling out of the northern half of the pond, its shadow looming over the small cottage as you guys are sitting here. And I think that as the boat like just kind of cruises into like this pond, the current churning around it, the sight of this massive metallic giant kind of like looming over the house. That's where we'll leave our adventurers today.
Oh, that's so
man.
Finally, we're gonna find out what happens after Eternals. I'm so excited.
Yes. We acknowledge that we found the hand that was sticking out of the earth.
There it is.
Yes.
Giant.
I didn't know the
Finally.
MCU hired you, Rich. To
Call me
do the
DM
story
Feige,
here.
Kevin. Yeah.
Wow.
Third changes hats over to the cap shield.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hell to the black hat. I hope that was fun. you guys. I hope
Just
that
the
felt
dulcet in. Dum 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 dum. Bum,
Oh
bum,
my god.
bum, bum. And then Samuel L. Jackson steps out on a boat dock, says, took y'all long enough.
Long enough.
Yeah, maybe that's
I edited
Mel
myself there.
Drews.
Yeah.
Samuel Jackson is Mel Drews.
I don't know who this
Yeah.
motherfucking Meldrews is.
Is Samuel L. Jackson a shape changer? That's what we're here to find out.
We'll
Meldrews
find out
is
in
actually-
what, like 4 hours from now, apparently? If he's a shape changer.
Yeah, Meldrews is
Oh,
her
that-
full
no,
name,
it's-
but she's actually
come
Mel
on,
D, the
what?
Sixth Spice Girl.
No, it's June 21st. It's Secret Invasion.
Yeah, I'm excited. I didn't
man,
realize it was
okay.
tonight. Cool. Thank you guys. Part of where we were
very
like holding
fun.
off. We of course
this is
did not
awesome.
get as far as I would have expected, but I was really excited to have Doc and/or Reggie here to meet the Meldrews. So like, I think it's fun. I'm glad that we made it this far. I hope you enjoyed the river, man. You know.
This was
Oh,
this
yeah.
was fantastic. Oh my god, he's great. I wish he could have come with us, but he clearly has
Well,
allegiance
he's
to the
dead
tree
now.
skinner.
Yeah.
He was very committed to his stuff. Yeah, he had one job, man.
Listen,
Can we
would-
just like, can we flash forward to like us trying to explain this encounter to the other people on the Dragonfly?
Yeah,
I feel like each of us is like trying to do our own impression. He was like, "What you were coming to my river?" And you,
Oh my
I'm
God.
not good at impressions. I apologize. You are coming to my river.
I thought you meant trying to explain like the abominations that we had to fight from the river itself.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's like it
all
had
Reg is gonna
tentacles
wanna
and a
talk
stomach
about-
mouth.
It's like he was very small. He could cast spells and attract all sorts of foul creatures, but he had an accent unlike anything I'd ever heard before. It was as if like it was you are coming to my river.
Just go Jar Jar for a minute.
I was gonna say,
I
you
mean,
sound like
yeah.
Jar Jar.
You say
I'm surprised he didn't summon a gungan at this point.
Reg isn't
no.
good with accents.
Oh no. Well, it took us a while to get back here, but we are back, and this was a very fun night. So
Yes.
thank you all for
Yes.
joining me. It was a quite fun time. Taylor, we wish you well. Thanks for hanging out in the chat. It was very fun. Hopefully we'll be back next week. That'll be the plan. Next Tuesday. We'll see who we got, but a handful of us should be here in space playing D&D. What's everybody got going on? We don't need to like rush out of here necessarily. Melissa, what are you doing? What do you got going on that people should be paying attention to?
Talking about Doctor Who over on post-show recaps with that guy. Am I pointing the right way? That guy?
Mhm, that guy.
Yeah.
That guy.
I don't know.
Yeah, there you go.
that
I
guy.
think, yeah, for you, that's you're over there.
Kevin.
Doing that away.
There we go.
Right, nope, I was
With
wrong.
Kevin. We just covered some absolutely incredible episodes. If you're not in the know, you should be. Truly my like queen to which I worship. I tried to buy stamps the other day and they were like, do you want the ones with King Charles on them? And I was like, no, I don't. But this queen I worship. So yeah, we're doing that. Otherwise, that's it. Severance Media Club should be coming out at some point. We tried to do disco. I can't even remember. Anyway, it was like a weird fever dream of a podcast, so that might be fun for people to check out.
Interesting. It sounds like Disco
Okay.
Elysium. That shares some weird vibes with Severance. but
That did come up. Yes, that is
quite a
true.
podcast.
Love Disco
Oh.
Elysium.
Yeah, it's
Such
really
a great
awesome.
game.
I
It's
bought
a
it on Steam the other day. It was on their recent sale, and I told
It was very much
the Wiggler, but
inspired by a video game based in D&D, Planescape Torment, and like I know the whole setting came out of like a really customized like tabletop game, basically like a D&D spin-off or whatever.
It plays like a tabletop game, and it's great.
It's pretty
Nice,
tremendous.
so-
Planescape Torment is like wild, Kevin. It's another one like that. Troy, how about you? Anything you want to hype up? What should be paying attention?
Yeah, you're saying words. I know what those things are.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Where did sunglasses come from?
He's that
Right?
cool, man.
Just
The moment it was
manifest-
just like, do you have anything to plug? Do I?
Do I?
I'm on the newest season of CSI.
Well,
Ooh,
I am going to take the opportunity to plug something for Mike Bloom because he has enough to plug, and so let me assist in the plugging.
Oh yeah, get hype. I know what's coming.
It's fracking happening.
So say we all.
So say we all. If you at all have considered watching Battlestar Galactica, now is the time to go down the Richard Hatch. Whoa, rewrite on that one. But go down the hatch with Mike and Josh on post-show recaps. I listened to the intro podcast and then subsequently watched the mini-series, all of season 1, and the first 2 episodes of season 2 this weekend.
That's
so,
a solid
First time
20-some episodes of television, man. That's no bullshit.
yeah, it was a 3-day weekend, and I literally couldn't think of anything I would much rather do than revisit this incredible world of Galactica. So
good.
I'm so excited to see Mike experience it for the first time. No spoilers. Be chill. Be cool. But like, it's gonna be great. So that's what I would plug, is Mike's work.
Thank you. I'm excited. I'm pumped. I know nothing about what I'm about to get into, so I'm happy to have the dungeon master that is Josh Wegler, and hopefully all the Be Cool hatchlings being able to guide me through what's going to be a very like tumultuous but seemingly like pretty incredible year and a half of covering BSG.
It's going to be very fun, Mike. I can't wait. It's been much anticipated, the Battlestar coverage. What else you got going on?
It is not the most consistent show, let me be clear, but was lost. Let's be.
What is nowadays?
You know?
What is?
Severance.
Let's see.
Just
What do we got?
I mean, so far I have big worries about season 2, so you know.
Fair enough.
Let's see. I've got Silo. I've got Star Trek. I've got the aforementioned BSG. I've got The Witcher is coming up. But the big thing I will plug is, speaking of things that will become visible in just a few hours, Rich, you and I have a Star Wars project that we are officially launching in just a little bit. More to come in the actual podcast that should be releasing in just a few hours' time. But let me say, if you are a patron of post-show recaps, something that you probably have wanted for a long, long time as a devoted Star Wars fan, it's finally happening. We have the excuse to do so, and we're going to get into it in the course of the next podcast and the months.
Jar Jar Jedi.
It's real. It's happening, Troy. It's real.
We build out the slow lore of Darth Jar Jar, and all the younglings he flat out slaughtered. And his like Shakespearean like torture and subsequent flaying of Boss Nass. It's gratuitous, but God is it needed in this world.
Yeah, Darth Binks 182.
Gone. I'm a what remains.
That was very much Wada. Yeah.
Come on.
Come on.
Sorry, dude. Anyway, it was a really good podcast.
Lord.
It's going to be a very fun summer of Star Wars coverage, and if you want to hear me get way too emotional about Star Wars, go listen
It was
to the
so
preview
good.
pod.
Rich gets we cry, we laugh. It's a very good time.
It's a journey, man. It's a journey. Kevin, how about you, man?
A couple things going on. I'm going to, in the future, be on that Battlestar podcast. I'm calling it now because I love the show and I can't wait to talk about it. So there's that at some point.
Yeah,
I was also on the Black Mirror season 6 podcast covering the first episode, Jonah's Awful. And I'm very glad I covered that episode. I don't want to say much about the rest of the season, but I was happy I picked that one. It's a great one. The others are also whatever. Anyway, so that was really fun. It was me, Grace, and Latanya on there. Mike, I know you did the first episode. You'll be back for the finale wrap up. I'm very curious to talk to you all at some point about this season. Beyond that, there's the Doctor Who podcast that Melissa was talking about. I'll just outright say we covered 2 episodes in season 4, Silence in the Library, Forest of the Dead, arguably 2 of the best episodes of Doctor Who. It's truly phenomenal. The way they play with time travel in that and sci-fi and just character and story is absolutely incredible. Introduces also one of the most amazing characters in the franchise. So check that out and check out that episode if you're so inclined, because it's just so damn good.
Very,
and then on
like,
the
standalone too, like you don't need to have watched anything else.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It'll make you fear your shadow for months to come.
Count the shadows. And then the complete opposite end of everything I just said in terms of Doctor Who, I covered The Flash with Josh Wegler. So spoiler alert,
podcast,
didn't
Kevin.
like it.
I needed that.
Yeah, so I was not the biggest fan of The Flash, but Josh and I had a great time talking about it on Everything is Super, which wrapped up our coverage of DCEU. We've been doing the big rewatch, starting with Man of Steel, working our way through, and now here we are, fully caught up to the DCEU. So we talk about that film and DCEU as a whole. So check that out. It's a good time, even though, you know what? Maybe you want to listen to my opinion so you can yell at me about it later on Twitter. But definitely check it out and give it a listen. I think that's it. I think that's the stuff I got going on. Follow me on the Twitters at Kev Mahadeo, or more better, follow me on Instagram at the Mahadman.
Follow all these folks wherever you can follow them. They're all doing very interesting stuff. I thank you for your Flash coverage. I needed it as somebody that's not going to see it anytime recently. And I just was like, I need to know what Kevin thinks, because probably it's going to be close to what I think. And I'm like way too salty about this movie already as a thing that exists. But yeah, I'm at DM Philly. Go follow me on Twitter. I'm doing stuff. I'm talking about TVs from coverage, wrapping up season 2 with Josh Wigler. Has been very fun. I'm really excited for the Star Wars project. Austin and Grace and myself were ramping up coverage for season 2 of Foundation coming in July pretty soon here. So look for the season 1 podcast to hit your feed soon. Other than that, yeah, that's really it. We should get off the internet, I guess. The last thing I just want to say before we get off the internet, though, is rah rah Rasputin, lover of a Russian queen. There was a cat who really is gone.
All right, let me grab my afro.